My friends! Welcome to the season finale of The Mandalorian, Season 2. Let us know in the chat if you can hear us. We're going to try not to talk about anything important until we find out. Actually, you know what? I can do this. I can just watch it on my phone and just pull it up.
And then they can hear you hearing.
Oh.
Yep.
We are live and we have audio. That is a double win. We're doing Mandalorian tonight because this is it, man.
It's the finale.
It's the finale, and there's a very real possibility that we were wrong and this is not directed by TAIKA Waititi.
Yeah.
We found out tonight, there was an article posted today that apparently Pedro Pascal said that Peyton Reed directed this one. Peyton Reed directed The Passenger. He also directed Ant-Man.
He's done other stuff too, I'm sure.
Sure. Probably. I've seen just The Passenger. But I'm a little worried. But this should be good because this is the episode we've been waiting for.
It's all been building.
It's all been building up to this. So chat, we want to know what your predictions are. We want to know how excited you are. I'm pretty excited. It's so bittersweet because it's like I want it to resolve, but I know that after tonight it's over.
Mm-hmm.
And that sucks. I hate when Mandalorian is over. But then like it's so exciting when it comes back. Like Mandalorian, like when season 2 dropped, I don't know, man. Like all the magic just came back. It was so good. Anyway, okay, so chat. Let's see what's up with you guys. Calig's in the chat. Sorry, Calig, I was a little late on the KOTOR music. Bill's in the chat. Eric Chung, good to see you back here again. That's everyone in the chat for now. But we have 7 people watching, so thank you guys for watching, even if you're lurking and not chatting, because you know there isn't enough people here in the chat to really drown out. So if you want to say something to me, I probably will see it. But yeah, no, we're here. We're going to be reacting with no context because we got headphones and we're not going to be showing you anything on the screen. Don't look at my reflection here. That's copyright infringement. Just pretend that's not there.
Don't bring attention to that. Don't do that.
It's become a talking point now. All right, but we do, as always, have a drinking game and predictions. We're going to pull up the rules for that now. I forgot to introduce Chrome, by the way. You guys who are long-term Cummer backers, you guys know Chimera 3 Chrome. He's here. Was it 3 or 2?
It was 3.
It was 3. Okay. And he has been here with us for the past 3 or 4 weeks.
Since the Jedi.
Since the Jedi, yeah. So however many weeks that's been. And we're here tonight to do the season finale. So we got predictions and we've got drinks. So for my first... Well, actually, you know what? We're going to go with the drinking rules first because, as always, Mando pays for something, that's 1 drink. The word Beskar, that is 1 drink. Now, I'm not expecting him to actually have to pay for anything this episode. It's on there because it's a fun trope, and I like to keep that on there for the future. But word Beskar, I think that can come back this episode. This is the way, which we have to repeat. This is the way and toast before we drink.
This is the way.
This is the way. Deep lore or a Legends reference. That is an and or, so it could be both. Now, KOTOR is technically still a 2-sip because it's Deep Lore Canon or Deep Lore Legends and...
is it still on there?
It's not on here anymore,
okay,
but it is. But we will still drink 2 sips for it.
We're still drinking. I thought, okay.
No, we're going to still do 2 sips for KOTOR. But it is no longer on the list because we had to bump it for some other stuff that's coming this episode. Shots deflecting off Beskar, that is 1 sip. Per shot?
Per shot.
I don't know. Maybe per group of shots?
Yeah, for camera shot.
Per camera shot where a shot deflects off Beskar. I like that. Okay. Grogu is a hungry boy. I don't know how much that's going to come into play. I guess it'll depend on how the episode goes. But Grogu's hungry boy, that's going to be a
He was the
2-sipper.
hungriest boy last time. The last time this guy, or Peyton, directed.
Oh, yes. No, that was when Grogu's a hungry boy as a trope started. So
he's always been a hungry boy.
Yeah, but that's when it started to be a trope, like an every episode kind of thing. I don't think they're killing Boba or Din. And I'm going to give my reasons why. So Boba, because they've confirmed that they are in the process of shooting a Boba Fett series, even though it wasn't announced at the big announcement. We do know that they are filming a Boba Fett series. But Din, because I don't think Boba can replace Din Djarin because he doesn't have the bond with Grogu.
Mm-hmm.
And that is kind of like the main reason Grogu won't go with the Jedi. And if that falls apart, the whole show's going to fall apart. So we need the child's bond with we need Grogu's bond with Din Djarin. So I don't think either of them are going anywhere. It's a possibility. What about Beskar, a Beskar blade? I guess that would be a deep lore reference. Maybe a downer ending. I'm hoping Eric's right and it's a downer ending. I mean, kind of. I'm really split on this because I could go for an Empire Strikes Back season.
Rip my heart out.
But I would have a really hard time waiting till next year. Magical Cow, welcome back. Grogu eating MFers. Yeah. All right, Grogu's Hungry Boy. That is a double sip. And Moff Gideon Power Shot. That's a new one this week. Every time we get a Moff Gideon Power Shot, that's gonna be a sip, and that's specifically camera angles, like a shot that like frames him to be just super cool. That's gonna be a double sip. Grogu used the Force, double sip. Now we get into the finished drinks. Moff Gideon is a clone.
Yeah, I don't know what he's on about here. He said it was a possibility.
It's a possibility.
And referenced. I have no clue.
I think they set it up in season 1. It's not counting as one of my predictions, but I'm saying if Moff Gideon's a clone, we've got to finish our drinks.
I'm going to need to finish my drink if he's clone. I think that's a totally fair... Yes.
If Moff Gideon's a clone, we're finishing. Everyone's going to finish the drink. Now, guys, we encourage you to play along in the drinking game. However, we cannot encourage you as to what you should be drinking. Make sure it's legally appropriate and also appropriate for whether or not you have to transport yourself tonight. And, you know, Jawa juice and milk is green milk, blue milk. It's all perfectly acceptable.
I personally enjoy the inside of glow sticks. Keep going.
Don't do that. That will kill you. That will kill you. Okay.
It might.
All right, next finished drink. If a lightsaber shows up, we are going to finish our drinks. And planetary travel. Now, for those of you who are just joining us, planetary travel means that it has to show the planet he takes off from and him landing on a different planet. It can't start with him in the Slave One and then he lands. That doesn't count as planetary travel. It has to show him take off and land. That's planetary travel. That's a finish your drink. Luke Skywalker, Cal Kestis, finish your drink. Ooh, I don't know, man. Like, I'm tempted to agree with you on that, but we'll have to. Want to buy some glow sticks? You don't want to sell me glow sticks. All right, let's get into the predictions.
Okay.
So my first prediction is that Kamino will make some sort of either reference or actually the destination of this episode. I don't know, but I do think that we will get something Kamino related in this episode. And your first prediction was actually one that you kept from last week.
I did keep most of my predictions from last week.
The first one was about Bo-Katan.
Yeah, Bo-Katan, I think she's coming back.
And maybe dies.
You know, he really wanted me to keep in. I joked that she was going to die, and now he really wants it to happen.
I don't, actually. I think she's going to play a part in the new Mandalore. All right. My next prediction is that Moff Gideon gives us his backstory. This is the only prediction I am keeping from last week. But Moff Gideon gives us his backstory. Your next prediction, also kept from last week, but was Wolf and Carson.
Yeah, you know, they've been tailing along the Mandalorian. You know, it's out there. It's an option.
I will gladly drink to that. By the way, the rules are you guys have to pick one of us be your representative. Whenever Chrome gets something right, I have to drink, vice versa. And then if I get something verifiably wrong, I also have to drink, and Chrome has to drink when he gets something wrong. So pick one of us, be your avatar, and whenever we have to drink, you also have to drink. All right, so, and I will gladly drink to that because I'm really rooting for Wolf and Carson to be back. Let's see. I want to go home and rethink my life. Good. Okay. My next one is Moff Gideon will need a limb replacement in season 3.
I'm really about this one. I hope this one comes true.
I think Moff Gideon will need a limb replacement in season 3. He's going to come back with a robot. My bet's on legs. but it could be an arm.
I can see a hand. I can see.
It could be a hand. I feel like the hand is overdone, and they're saving those for like critical lightsaber moments.
I guess you're right.
That's why like you couldn't dismember limbs in Jedi Fallen Order, but I wouldn't be surprised if he needed robotic legs next season.
I don't know. I think Moff Gideon. If there's a guy you need to chop his hand off, it's Moff Gideon.
It's true. That's true.
Okay.
Okay. So your next prediction is another one you're keeping from last week.
I think it's my wildest prediction and my personal favorite.
I love this prediction.
Pershing is with Thrawn.
Yes.
I can't say if he's in the exact ship, but I'm willing to believe that he is like in the vicinity, like the fleet or something. I think that's where Pershing is, and I hope we get confirmation of that.
And that brings me to my final prediction, which is I genuinely believe this episode will be our second piece of information about Thrawn. Whether it is a reference, I don't think we're going to see him unless it's in a hologram. But whether we hear his voice on comms, which I think would actually probably be the coolest thing as long as they nail his voice.
Yeah.
But I think that the end of this episode will have some sort of Thrawn-ness. Either him on hologram, or someone references his name, or him on comms or something like that. Or, it could be just like we just straight up cut to the Chimera.
He's walking down the hallway.
Oh gosh, dude. All right, and then your final prediction. I like this one. I hope it's true, but Jedi appears.
Yeah, this incredibly broad.
Yeah,
but Grogu called out.
He did.
Someone's got to answer.
I know.
I
feel like it's almost... I feel like that's not the direction they're going, but I could be very wrong.
Yeah.
It could be that they're losing, and then all of a sudden, like, dude, this would be the Gandalf reference I was looking for. Look to the east at dawn.
Do I have to drink for that? I guess I...
Because that would be... No, because I predict there would be a Gandalf reference in Chapter 5.
Yeah.
Or not Chapter 5, but Episode 5 of Season 2. So yeah, but...
there we go.
King Theoden rides alone. Not alone. Goodness, I keep dropping my headphones. I won't be dropping them once I'm wearing them, so that's fine. It's about time we need to start refreshing, man.
All right, let's start refreshing.
All right, chat. Actually, I'm going to leave up the drinking game rules if you guys want to check those out. Thank you guys so much who joined us. We've now got 14 people, which is a record from before the episode starts. If you guys aren't coming here from the main channel is Lore Star. We cover Star Wars theories and news and things, and the video is still not up, so that's okay. So we got a little bit more time. Probably not much. I probably shouldn't even put the blanket on to keep me cold enough that I'm going to be motivated to go refresh that scene. So chat, what are your predictions tonight? I want to check those out. We've got some... Wonder if Bo-Katan will execute Gideon dishonorably. Ooh, man. That's not actually, Bo-Katan's kind of a wild card.
She's a wild card.
She's always been a wild card, man. You know what I need? We were talking about what... Oh, I didn't have it clicked on that. We were talking about what clips to put on for... to cut to, because we no longer have the opportunity to call the Razor Crest a piece of junk. I should have the one of Bo-Katan smacking Ahsoka.
Well, I'm glad I didn't bring it up, because I did think about it, but...
You did think about it?
I have thought about it.
You have
I have
See, it just occurred to me now.
And I really didn't...
You didn't want to bring it up?
I didn't want that.
I don't think anyone wants that. It was incredibly uncomfortable. That's why I hated Bo-Katan in the Clone Wars. Yeah. And then they brought her in Rebels, and they were like, "Oh, she's a good guy now." I'm like, "That's... You sure?
Are you sure this is a good guy?"
Like, really?
I don't think you get to turn a new leaf after that one.
Season 7 of Clone Wars kind of explains her change in mentality, but and yeah, she turns on Maul and goes to Obi-Wan for help, but her personality didn't change. It's just it was no longer convenient to be allied with Death Watch, and she just wanted Mandalore to be back in the hands of the Mandalorians. That didn't make her a good person. First, we talk of the Mandalorians, and now talk about Jedi. Grogu called out in the Force, not just the Jedi. Snoke could be created by this point. Maybe. I really think they're going to try to avoid touching the sequels at all.
Yeah. Maybe.
I think this is a completely different story. I think Thrawn's Imperial Remnant is completely unrelated to the First Order, and the live-action series will focus on Thrawn's Imperial Remnant, while the First Order is building in unknown space. So, that's my thought. That's my 2 cents on the topic. I'm going to refresh again, because it's like, I can't get comfortable until this is out. All right.
What's the time?
It's 12 o'clock.
Oh, boy.
And it's here!
And it's here.
Okay, chat. We're going to be putting up the timestamp, and I'm going to be doing a countdown to when we get it up. But everyone, refresh your pages. Sorry, you can't see me. Refresh your pages. It's on Disney Plus right now. So load it up. Here we go. We are launching, and I'm going to start the the countdown. Okay. So we got time up top, and it's going to start in 3, 2, 1. Oh no, we're currently experiencing slow internet connection speed. Please check that you are still connected to the internet and try again. That's not what I want.
I'm gonna cry if it starts with interplanetary travel again.
Oh, I know. Okay, chat. Sorry, we had our connection timed out. I think that too many people clicked on at the same time, so we are having to click again. So if you're gonna refresh with us to start at the same time, we are starting in 3, 2, 1, now. Come on. We've got blank screen right now. Sorry. Oh, no.
Oh, gosh.
We are currently experiencing slow internet connection speed. Please check that you are still connected to the internet and try again. I know I'm still connected to the internet. I'm streaming. You silly goose.
Maybe we can just watch Disney's Tron Legacy.
Yes, because everyone loved that movie.
I loved that movie.
Did you actually and unironically like that movie?
I unironically like that movie.
Okay, guys, chat, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to keep refreshing until it loads. I consider myself so lucky that I've never been subject to these. I know that some people get blocked out when Mandalorian episodes launch. Okay, it looks like it started. I'm going to pause as soon as the Disney Plus logo goes away, and then I'll start the timer, and I'll count down to the play button. Oh, no, never mind. Something went wrong. Please try again. If the problem persists, visit Disney Plus Help Center. You know I do this for a living, right, Disney? Like, I play a part. I was going to say I'm crucial, but I don't want to say that. I play a part in the hype for your show. It's what I do for a living.
They have your IP address written down
so that I get safe passage.
And they beam it straight to him. Beam it straight to the lore star. He's got to get that information.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut down Chrome. Not you, Chrome. Google Chrome. I'm going to load it back up. Oh, bother. My keyboard's all the way over here.
What a mishap.
I know, man. This has never happened before. I mean, we've had technical problems before. But they've never not been our fault. That's the key. That's the real takeaway here. This is the first time it has not been our fault. What do you mean login? I'm watching. What are you doing, Disney Plus? Good.
It's all collapsed. Everyone wanted to watch it.
Okay. Something dismissed. Oh, gosh. Chat, this is falling apart. What do I do, Chrome?
What do we do?
At least I'm next to the heater. I'm nice and warm.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we get to complain too much. It's still above freezing.
It is above freezing. It got to 28 when we did this last time.
Whew.
Oh, okay, it's loaded. Okay, so, all right. It is loaded. I've hit pause. If you guys are wanting to watch along with us, I'm putting the timer back on the screen. Wait, I gotta reset it. It's not at 9 seconds.
All right.
Okay, cool. I'm going to hit play in 3, 2, 1.
We're gonna get Bo-Katan.
It looks like it.
Wait, you made me drink for this before. I think you have to drink for Bo-Katan.
No, because she hasn't returned yet. We just said for this is the way.
Oh.
Because I'm not going to drink that a Jedi came back, because no Jedi came back.
I think we're gonna get a Jedi.
Yeah, it looks like we might get a Jedi.
What a piece of junk.
Oh.
What a piece of junk!
Ooh.
Yes.
Pershing. Is Thrawn in the shuttle?
He's in a shuttle. Maybe he's going to Thrawn.
Nice. It's a pretty interesting control system for the Slave One. He's going to recognize the voice. No. He's wearing a different uniform. Oh, that is a cool shot. That was awesome. Oh my gosh. My appreciation for the Slave One has just gone up with every episode. Oof. How does he know she's from home? Oh. How'd he get off? He's got the staff. I hear the music is a little different. It's got more trumpet, more brass. The rescue! Spoilers! Come on, title.
All right, they're landing.
Yeah, we didn't see him take off from anywhere, though, so that's not planetary travel. Is that a Mandalorian ship? That's a Mandalorian ship. That's a Mandalorian ship in live action. Bo-Katan. I'm gonna have to drink.
Yeah.
This isn't Mandalore proper, is it? It can't be. Oh, man. That shot is so cool. Sasha Banks and Bo-Katan. We have to. By the way, I have to drink because Bo-Katan. It's true. Everyone who keeps commenting still. Oh wait, they might land on a planet. They might go straight to the cruiser. They glassed it. Ooh. Oh, we already established how good at fighting she is. Ooh. Fatality. No sour cream this time, just chips. But they are sour cream and onion. Fair enough. Beskar.
Maybe Din Djarin is the one who betrays them.
It's a possibility, man. Gen 3. Which means that this confirms that Gen 0 did exist. The horrible Warhammer-esque.
Yeah.
so cool seeing two things in hyperspace. Jump space. We gotta drink to that double sip. That was a Moff Gideon power shot. Love Moff Gideon's theme. I noticed that in the last episode that they've got these hangar bays in the. They took that from the Harrower Dreadnought from SWTOR.
Okay.
Oof. Love them center hangers. Ooh. Looks like Boba's gonna sit this one out.
Huh? Yeah,
Looks like
Boba.
Boba's gonna sit this one out.
Yeah.
It's like very Tron. Stark contrast. He's got the duel's coming. He's got the Beskar staff. He's gonna fight Moff Gideon with the Darksaber. Ah, it's so cool. that progression was just slightly different. Oh, they're using the Mandalorian sound effect for the blasters. Makes a whom. Where's the guy Mandalorian that they were with? Is that the only spoiler-free shot they could use for the thumbnail for the video? Oh, shoot. Oh! What are they made with Beskar? Oh. Oh, what a great shot.
Shots bouncing off the Beskar.
Huh?
Shots.
Oh, yeah. He deflected shots off the Beskar. I'll take it. It's a double. That's it? No, wait. They can survive in vacuum. They'll come back.
They're droids. That might actually have been a bad idea.
That would actually have been a bad idea. Not me. I can survive in space. Oh, that's a good shot. Looks like the spear does retract. I was wrong. You might be right. You're right. You were right. This episode has not been going on for very long, and I feel like it's already over. There's gotta be something else. Something unforeseen. That's not how she got it the first time. Come on, Bo-Katan, don't go back. The Dark Trooper's coming back.
Yep.
None. Oh, you just know Sam Kim's gonna be all over this. Oh gosh, that's more than I thought there were. I thought there were a dozen. He's still in control, man. I'm drinking to that. Oh, come on. All of them. Oh, gosh. Override code Rook. What? What? No. No. It's gonna Carson. I'll drink even if Wolf's not there. Or it's Luke. It's Luke. It's Luke. No. It's Luke. It's Luke. It's gotta be. Lightsaber, gotta finish our drinks. And I'm gonna have to drink because you were right and there's a Jedi, so you gotta fill me up.
Oh, we can save it for the end of the
But
episode.
you can wait to watch this. That's Luke's lightsaber. That is Luke's lightsaber. This is the Luke we've been waiting for. This is Grandmaster Luke. You can see his gloved hand. No dialogue, it's just all wordless. I'm gonna drink because the Luke. You can see that, like, he's communicating sadness without, like, any facial expressions. Yes. It's him. It's Sebastian Shaw playing Luke. What is this? What did I just see? Ah! 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 I'm not gonna ugly cry on stream. It's just a couple tears. Okay. Okay. Dude, what the crap? No. I had a suspicion that a Jedi would show up, right?
Yeah.
No part of me thought the child would go with the Jedi. No part of me at all. Even when I saw it was Luke, I'm like, okay, yeah, he's gonna see Luke. He's gonna choose the Mandalorian over Luke. Like, I have videos saying that that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
That is not. No part of me is happy with this. It's not exactly like Empire, like what I think it was Eric who was saying that.
Yeah.
No, it's not a CG face. That's Sebastian Shawn. He really looks like that.
Yeah.
That is not CG. That is Sebastian Shawn. Fans have been saying for years he was born to play young Luke. Yeah, I need a moment too, man. Oh, unknown necessities. Will there be an after credits? Well, no, this isn't Marvel. I mean, we'll leave it playing just in case. But
Yeah, sure.
The fact that Disney gave the okay for the most profitable character scares me into realizing anything goes for this show. Yeah, dude. I think a lot of my predictions are based on like predictable filmmaking techniques. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I know this is why this works, so they can't break this. Like, you know, that's how I've been able to predict every Star Wars movie that's come out before it happened. My uncle and I, for you guys don't know, we have a standing bet every time a Star Wars movie comes out. It's always over a cigar. My uncle currently owes me 16 cigars.
Does he not get you them?
Why
do you even bet if he doesn't give you?
We do them one at a time. I've just won that many.
Still hasn't got you any of them?
He's got me some.
Some?
That's what's left. Oh, well, there's an after credits! Does that look like Tatooine to you, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
that's Jabba's palace.
Oh?
Okay, there's after credits, guys. There's after credits. Who's on Jabba's throne? No! Bibs Fortuna? McClunky. Is that Fennec? That's Fennec Shand. Boba. Ah, Boba. Boba's gonna claim the throne of Jabba. And there goes Bibs Fortuna.
Glad he didn't waste his time.
Boba doesn't waste time. And here's the teaser for the Boba Fett series. Spatchka. Oh. I bet what we're hearing there. Wait. The Book of Boba Fett. They were saving it. I told you. Coming December 2021. The Book of Boba Fett. Oh my gosh. They were saving that reveal because they were going to show it off here. So that big list of reveals we got on whatever day it was, Thursday?
Yeah.
That wasn't Thursday, was it?
It was
It was some time ago.
last week.
It was some time ago. The reason Boba Fett wasn't on there, even though we knew it was filming, is because they were saving it for the post-credits. Oh my gosh. He claimed the throne of Jabba. That was awesome. Oh my gosh. The Book of Boba Fett.
All right.
All right.
Should we look at the predictions? Let's start moving forward so we can talk about the exciting things.
I want to talk while I'm excited. Yeah, Sebastian. Oh, Stan. Sorry, not Sean. You're right. The writers. Ugly crying. Watch after the credits. Yeah, we did. Next season, will Mando rule Mandalore or Bo-Katan defeat him? Wallpaper right there. I know, man. The wallpaper of Boba Fett sitting on the throne. That'd be so epic.
Is that going to be the new background?
Whenever we do stream.
Yeah.
It'll be the background when we stream our reaction to the Book of Boba Fett. So what looks like it's going to happen is Mandalorian's going to start in October. And as soon as it ends next year, it'll go into the Book of Boba Fett. And so it'll be Mandalorian ends, Book of Boba Fett starts.
I like that.
What world do we live in? That so much Star Wars is coming out so soon. I love it. And see, this thing, like, even in the sequels, I didn't love the sequels, but it's okay because no amount of like bad Star Wars things coming out can stifle my love for the good Star Wars things that are there. More Star Wars things just means more chances that something we get is going to be epic, and Mandalorian has already proven it's so good. And Peyton Reed, you really exceeded my expectations on this one. Let's go over predictions real quick. What do we win? What do we lose? So first off, I'm pretty sure Thrawn was not there. Not even mentioned. I'm going to drink to that right off the bat. You don't have to drink to that.
I'm going to drink to my Pershing was not with Thrawn.
Pershing was not with Thrawn. Okay.
So,
All right. Pershing was not with Thrawn, and Thrawn was not there. There was no mention of Thrawn. Kamino was not there. I'm going to drink to that.
Drink to that.
Even though cloning was mentioned.
What's his name?
Carson
and Wolf. Not there.
I saw an X-Wing. I'm like, oh, it looks like you might be right. And they're like, I was like, wait, one X-Wing? No, it's Luke. No. Not no as in like bad, but like no way kind of thing. Oh my gosh. I want to talk about Grandmaster Luke in a minute. Moff Gideon does not need any limb replacements. I'm going to read some of yours so that we can go back and forth. Careful, the mic's right next to that heater, so...
Yeah, I'm pulling it away.
My gun jammed. Boba got his gun back. I know, that was the classic Boba Fett gun. That was awesome. All right, your next prediction. Wolf and Carson didn't show up. Bo-Katan did return.
Did return.
And a Jedi did appear.
And Jedi did appear, and
Okay.
you drank for both of those.
I did drink for both of those. And then I got a drink because Moff Gideon didn't give his backstory. He gave his not motives. He gave his...
No, he just mocked them.
He just kind of mocked. I mean, he kind of gave a little bit of a monologue, but...
It wasn't a background.
It wasn't a background, so I got to drink to that. I thought he was going to give a monologue that would include his background.
Wait a second. Does this mean I got more right than you did?
I got one right, you got two.
Did you get one right? I don't think you got any.
No, you're right, I didn't.
You didn't get any. What days are these?
I know.
The casual.
Well, I mean, you beat me before.
Wow.
You got one right, I got none. But
Taking up my lead.
Like I said, I think it's because the Mandalorian is so bold that, like, the normal flow of things...
Mm-hmm.
Like, if this was... There's a pattern. Not a pattern, but there's, like, a template that Hollywood uses when they put out stuff, especially series. And so I used that template to get my predictions. And so you could see, episodes 1 through 4 I was getting 3 out of 4 correct every single time. And it's because they were sticking to the template. And then they just broke the... No, wait, no, 5. Because the Ahsoka episode, I got a lot right, too.
Yeah.
So 1 through 5, I was getting at least 3 right every time. All of a sudden, episode 6 shows up, and I am just totally unprepared. Mm-hmm. So 6, 7, and 8, I was just wrong about almost everything. And it's because they proved that, like, hey, we don't have to play by the playbook.
Mm-hmm.
Luke showing up. Like, Luke's Jedi Order was burned to crisps. So what does that mean for the child?
Uh-oh. Well...
I have a YouTube video literally called Why the Child Can't Go with Luke. To be fair, I'm just going to have to rename it and retitle it, because really what the YouTube video is why Din Djarin isn't looking for Luke. That's why that was the point of the video.
Okay.
It wasn't why the child wouldn't actually go with Luke. I'm going to have to rename that real quick tonight before I start getting all the comments. This aged like milk. I hate those comments, man.
Sounds like it did age like milk.
The title and the thumbnail did, absolutely. But the content was really why Din Djarin wasn't looking for Luke, and the reason was Luke right now hasn't started his Jedi Order yet. He's still looking for Jedi artifacts, unless they really are creating an alternate timeline, which is a theory.
Or maybe this is what kicks it off.
The alternate timeline,
or this is what kicks him off to, I don't know.
No, he starts the Jedi Order when Ben turns 10.
Maybe things don't work out.
With Grogu?
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm thinking, is he's got to get Grogu back, but... Or... No. There's so many things I'm confused about, because we can't just have the Mandalorian without the child. Like...
Yeah.
That... What is the Mandalorian without Grogu?
Yeah, I mean... The way I saw this playing out was that before episode 7, it was going to end up with the New Republic and the Empire hunting down the Mandalorian.
Right.
That's what made sense to me.
That's what made sense to me, too.
That is how you keep the tension up. That's how you keep him going on wacky adventures.
So what we thought was that he would have to break Mayfeld out of prison, and that would put him on the New Republic's wanted list, and he would be enemy number 1 for the Empire and the New Republic next season. But of course, none of that happened. Hey, we've got 27 people watching right now. Thank you guys for being with us. Oh my goodness, we are just losing our minds.
Tell us what you think about that episode.
Yeah, someone face palmed when she said gun, or when Cara Dune said guns jammed. Acer Hawk said that. Big Daddy Luke would show up. When I saw Luke, Duel of the Fates was playing in my head. Dude, honestly, yes, Duel of the Fates, awesome. But the music that they chose for that moment.
There was really good music this episode.
This whole music had great episode, but like Luke's appearance in particular, like there was something really, and that's how I knew that the child was going to choose Luke, was because the music was telling me that. Mm-hmm. I was like, okay, if the child was going to say no, it would be faster, and then there would be a cut. But because it didn't cut, it swelled up. I'm like, oh no, he's going to go with Luke. And yeah, then sure enough, he does, and I was like, I wasn't expecting Mando to take his helmet off to say goodbye to the child, but that was a beautiful moment.
Yeah. I think
it makes it really hard though, because like the theme of fatherhood was the big, like, not universal draw, but like, you know, Star Wars about family. That's a stupid cliche that's been around forever, but I feel like the Mandalorian really lives up to that. Lives up to that cliche.
Yeah.
Like it makes it not a cliche. It's like legit. I don't know how you do the Mandalorian without that. That is beyond me. I don't know where we go from here. I'm going to have to do some serious thinking about this. Luke drinks green milk and kills Grogu in his sleep. Please don't! We don't talk about that Luke here.
See, I was going to say, now Luke has a perfectly acceptable reason for wanting to kill Ben.
Luke, Grogu is better. You're not as good as Grogu.
You're not as good as Grogu. You want to get rid of my boy?
Mando goes with Bo to fight for Mandalore. Grogu trains with Luke. We watch Boba for a season. No, we're not watching Boba for a season. Boba's getting his own show. Boba is getting the Book of Boba Fett. And that is going to happen in parallel. So we've got now 4 shows. Rangers of the New Republic, Ahsoka, Book of Boba Fett, and Mandalorian are all now part of this Filoni-verse. I don't know how much Filoni's actually involved in all 4 of them, but people are calling it the Filoni-verse. So, but yeah, this interconnected Star Wars universe that'll all take place over Disney Plus. Book of Boba Fett. Dude, I can't express how cool that is. And how ready I am.
Like, the other shows, they sound fine and dandy. But Book of Boba...
the other shows, I was most excited for the idea of the connected universe.
Yeah.
And the fact that Thrawn would be a central villain.
Mm-hmm.
I really need to be clear. Central antagonist, okay? You can be a good person and still be an antagonist of a story so long as you are working against the plot.
Yeah.
I'm the biggest Thrawn advocate out there. I still get comments like, Thrawn's not a villain because he's not evil. I'm like, okay, listen. He's an antagonist, which means he works against the plot, right?
Yeah.
Just because he's a good person, he's not a good person, but he is usually correct. Okay, even in
he's not evil.
He's never evil. He's a pragmatist at worst.
Yeah.
He does kill people in the original Legends Thrawn trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
And even in the Star Wars Rebels. But it's always for the sake of efficiency and what works rather than I'm angry at you for failing me. But yes, no, Thrawn is not an evil, but he is a villain from a narrative perspective because he functions as the plot antagonist. Protagonist is someone who pushes the plot forward. Antagonist is someone who pushes against the plot. Okay, sorry. Dude, I'm still blown away. The whole time, Luke was showing up, I'm like, okay, I know it's Luke because I've seen his lightsaber. And I know it's Luke because I see the gloved hand. And I know it's Luke because I see the belt. But I'm still like, is that really Luke? You know?
Yeah.
And then we see that the lightsaber's green. I'm like, it's got to be Luke. But then, they keep the head hooded. And I'm like, is it really Luke? And this is the Luke that we didn't get to see. The Luke that we were, this is Luke from Extended Universe. This is Luke from Legends.
Yeah.
I think we should drink to that. That's a Legends reference. By the way, for those of you just joining us, these were our drinking game rules. And if you want to play back the episode and watch along with us, this will be available for rewatch, and you can have the drinking rules along with you so that you can enjoy the episode as thoroughly as we did. Yeah. But no, so when Luke showed up, and I'm like, this has got to be this can't be Luke. But this is obviously Luke. The fact, the way he just glided through the situation, the situation that we have been taught through the whole episode. This is a rough situation. This is a bad place to be. And Luke just glides his way through, and I'm like, Luke in Legends? Were you familiar with Legends, the post-Endor era at all? Other than what I've told you about.
Only thing I am familiar with is from an encyclopedia from 2005.
Okay.
Roughly mentioning that Palpatine becomes a space ghost and starts some clone shenanigans.
Okay, so you're talking about Dark Empire.
Yeah, I'm vaguely aware of that and how that plays out.
The inspiration for Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, I thought it was real.
I didn't like it in Legends. I don't like it in canon. And it's nothing to do with Disney or anything like that. It's this was a bad storyline to begin with. Disney adapting it just was you had so many good storylines to choose from. You chose that one, really. But no.
Could have chosen Book of Boba.
Okay, no. Okay. I need to calm my head. So Luke in Legends post-Endor era was basically God.
That's pretty neat.
He had so much power. I don't know how, but like he just became like this all-powerful being. Not directly, but like probably by the time of 10 years after Yavin.
Yeah.
I mean, he had learned how to use Force Lightning without being Darkseid. He was like, he was so like he could just do whatever.
Yeah.
To the point where he couldn't be a main character anymore because he was too powerful to be a main character. And seeing that, but see, I don't think that we all wanted that totally, but I think we wanted that for Luke as a mentor role.
Yeah.
In Rise of Skywalker, or not Rise of Skywalker, Last Jedi. Like, Luke to be, at least, like, have earned more power. Because he was growing in power by Revenge, or Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
But he wasn't, like, super powered. Like, to see, like, Luke have grown, you know, because his growth is very slow in the original trilogy. He starts in a real bad place, and he ends in a, like, okay, you're now, like, above average.
Yeah.
But you're not great.
Yeah.
But he becomes great. And it's like, I want to see Luke become great.
Yeah.
This was Luke being great. And that was just a thrill to watch. Here's the thing, though. Luke in Legends, the one thing that made him different from the old Jedi Order is he's like, it was wrong of the Jedi to rip children away from their families to train them.
Mm-hmm.
He stops that.
Yeah.
And here's Luke doing the same stupid thing.
He's not ripping Grogu away. Or maybe that's what brings Grogu back into the fold.
Yeah.
Maybe Luke and Mando and Grogu go on zany adventures together.
Okay, so here's my prediction. My prediction. My long-term prediction. Next season will focus on the reclamation of the planet Mandalore. With the internal conflict between Bo-Katan and Din Djarin, that she wants the Darksaber because she's kind of a psychopath who likes to smack underage girls on the butt.
Stop bringing that up. I don't want to think about it.
It's very much something that she did, and it is indicative of her character as a person.
I know she's not a good person.
She's not a good person.
It's why, like, every time I kept suggesting that she was going to betray them.
Right.
Like, you
you
looked at me like, really? Really? You think that she's going to betray him again?
I didn't say it from a character perspective. I thought it from a, like, we have 8 episodes left.
Yeah.
Is that enough time to communicate that idea? It wasn't it's not in her personality kind of thing. I'm explaining, though, because for the 44 people who are watching right now, that, Bo-Katan has a pretty rough past. Like, she's done some pretty crappy things. I mentioned she slapped an underage girl on the butt. And yes, super uncomfortable, but it is indicative of the fact that she's not a good person. And the fact that she's not a good person, apparently she wants power. She wants to rule Mandalore. When I think that either Boba Fett or Din Djarin or even Sabine Wren, who hasn't been shown yet, but all of whom better choices for holding the title of Mandalore. So I think that's going to be a conflict for next season. So the next season I think is going to focus on that largely, but I think we might get cuts to Grogu training with Luke. And I think it's going to somewhat climax, or at least lead to the point where Grogu needs to go back with Din Djarin.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to happen at some point next season. I don't think Din Djarin is going to become Mandalore because that is not a storyline that would make for a good continuation of the show. Like, let's say he's Mandalore. Okay, what? We're going to have episodes about him ruling on the throne now?
No, it's Din Djarin desperately doesn't want to be Mandalore.
But everyone else wants him to be.
But either everyone wants him to be, or they want to kill him.
That's absolutely what's going to happen. He has the Darksaber. Which is weird. Sabine gave the Darksaber to Bo-Katan. Now, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Apparently, Bo-Katan lost it in combat, which I think he's saying it means that she can't retake it without combat.
Mm-hmm.
Because she lost it through combat. But it's weird because the last time the Darksaber was won in combat was by Darth Maul.
Okay.
Maul won it from Pre Vizsla, leader of Death Watch.
Yeah.
And then Ezra stole it from Maul.
Nice.
Okay. Ezra gives it to Sabine.
Okay.
Sabine gives it to Bo-Katan. The only person of that group who won it in combat was Maul.
Mm-hmm.
None of the others won it in combat. So maybe the idea that Moff Gideon was talking about this episode is the fact that, yeah, she can win it in combat, or she didn't win it in combat the first time, but maybe she lost it in combat to Moff Gideon. And that means that she can't take it back without winning it back through combat, because she already lost it. So that'd be my speculation. Gosh, like, we got to the point where Moff Gideon was in cuffs. I'm like, there's not a lot to make a video about this episode. This was just kind of a wrap-up, you know?
He's in cuffs, and he's still the most dangerous man in the room.
Yeah, really. And then, of course, Luke shows up. All right, Chet, hold on. I'm going to take a look and see what you guys got. Man. Dude was a boss. Drumming the Dark Troopers when Luke appeared was epic. Yep. He did dunk on the Vong and Abeloth. Wait. Oh, you're probably talking about OP Luke? Yeah, OP Luke. Dark Empire did better than a certain movie based off it, though Luke... Bo-Katan tapped that. Literally, but not by the euphemism of that. A literal tap.
I appreciate the joke, though. It's a good one. I think it was funny.
Do you think Kylo kills Grogu? No. I think Grogu is gone by the time that Kylo goes crazy.
I mean, that gives Luke ample reason, though. Ben kills Grogu.
Ben's gotta go.
Suddenly, Luke going crazy and killing his nephew makes 100% sense. I'm on Team Luke in that moment.
I'm definitely on Team Luke in that moment. All right. In Rebels, she accepted the Darksaber from Sabine without issue. Yeah, so I think this comment was from before we were talking about that. Maybe the combat part is time sensitive. I don't know about time sensitive. But I do think that it is an issue of the fact that she lost it in combat. I think she can't take it back without proving she is worthy to hold it. Which, at this point, she's not. The misadventures of Luke, Din, and Grogu. It would be interesting to see Luke team up with Din Djarin.
That would... Yeah. Gosh, that would be wacky.
Because Luke didn't have his own show confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. That's kind of the key, is that Luke and Grogu... Unless 10-1 tomorrow, we get an announcement of a new movie about Luke and Grogu. Because it's clear they were willing to wait to show the reveals for new shows until after the spoilers for Mando Chapter 16.
Gosh.
Not all combat is to the death. This is true. Like, for instance, well, yeah, I don't know. Can we talk about my boy Bib Fortuna? Bib got big, man.
Big Fortuna.
Big Fortuna.
Meme it. I give you permission. Big
Make
Fortuna.
it happen. Big Fortuna. No, so like...
He's the new Big Chungus.
He's a big chungus. All right. You mean Fat Fortuna or Barris Fortuna? 51 watching. Guys, wow. 61 now.
It was a heck of an episode.
It was a heck of an episode. I'm still blown away. Beat him up on the playground. You missed a bunch of chat stuff. We were talking for a while. Oh, Eric, if you want to catch me up, feel free. Book of Boba is coming December of 2021, which should be directly after next season of The Mandalorian ends. So if next season of The Mandalorian takes place around the same time, which was October through mid-December, and then Boba starts like either like the last couple episodes of Mandalorian or right after, that's going to be so crazy. Dude, my workload is going to get insane because already it's like 8 weeks. It's 8 weeks of working 7 days a week, 12 to 16 hours a day.
Yeah.
To work, to make videos for Mandalorian. And we add the Book of Boba on top of that. With Tamora Morrison.
I'm happy for him.
Dude.
I'm happy for him.
You know what? I want to take a minute.
Take a minute. Oh, yeah.
Because Jeremy...
I saw that.
Yeah. The original actor for Boba Fett died. It's now yesterday. The day of the announcement that he would get his own... That his character would get his own series. I wanted to talk about that before the series, before the episode started, but yeah, Jeremy, I really can't remember his name. I think it starts with an R. I can find it very quickly because I post on Twitter. I don't tweet hardly at all, hardly enough for someone who's in the public eye. But I'd like to get his name correctly because I think it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Forgive me. I was not expecting that when I woke up this morning to find out that, because I was like, oh, it's Mando Day, it's Boba Fett Day, but Jeremy Bullock. Jeremy Bullock passed away yesterday, the original actor for Boba Fett. That sucks, dude.
Yeah.
But we got this. Did you see this picture that I posted?
Oh yeah. I was seeing that on Reddit.
The 3 generations of Boba Fett. So you can look on my Twitter. You can't see it here. 3 generations of Boba Fett. This picture was taken in 2018. I don't think they knew that Tamora Morrison was playing Boba Fett yet in The Mandalorian. I think that it was probably just, he played Boba Fett. He revoiced Boba Fett for the special editions of the original trilogy. Even though it still is Jeremy Bullock's body in the suit. But moment of silence for Jeremy. Really left a legacy.
Left a legacy.
A legacy that's getting its own series now.
Gave me my favorite Star Wars character.
Your favorite? You know what? It's a good favorite Star Wars character.
He's... it was definitely... I would take arguments before Mandalorian, but now with Mandalorian...
No one's going to argue with you anymore.
I can't even deny it now.
No. I mean, I remember us talking about this because I was a Django guy, you were a Boba guy, years ago. And you gave me your reasons, and they made a lot of sense to me. But now, I think now you've got reason to say... And by the way, I'm so happy that line was in there. You're not Mandalorian. And he says, I never said I was. Because you know what? Even now, I made an updated video on Boba being not a Mandalorian. And I was wrong for saying that Jango was not a Mandalorian.
Yes.
That's fine. I'm like, okay, Jango became a foundling. Fine. But there are also commenters being like, and Boba's also Mandalorian. I'm like, no, Jango is now, but Boba's still not. He has the armor. He inherited it from his dad. His dad got it for being a foundling. Boba is not a part of the Mandalorian way. He's just not. And maybe that'll change. In Legends, Boba did become a Mandalorian and became Mandalore.
Gosh.
Which is pretty cool. I think I'm going to have to hit the restroom if we're going to keep up the chat for any longer.
Wait, does this mean we'll get more Cobb Vanth?
Dude, I'm really hoping we get more Cobb Vanth. All right. You can have the chat, and you can take a look and see what they got to say.
All right. Hopefully I can answer some of these questions.
Sure you can. I'm going to be right back, guys. I just have to hit the restroom.
Yep. Oh, goodness. I think, yeah. I wanted to get the quote of the simple man to pull up every once in a while. And I think it was right before the Boba Fett episode. Or I think we were talking about Boba Fett. And yeah, it's so good. Eric Chung, I love the comment. Technically is Django. I mean, kinda, but yeah, I was excited for Rangers of the New Republic. I wasn't the biggest. This is sacrilege, and I need to fix it. I haven't seen all of Clone Wars, so I wasn't ever really the biggest fan of Ahsoka. I know she's good. I know she's good, and the episode The Jedi was awesome, but
Wait.
uh,
Wait.
what?
I heard the sacrilege.
Sacrilege. I wasn't the biggest fan of Ahsoka.
Okay, now see, but the question is, did you watch my video on why Ahsoka wasn't working?
Oh, that wasn't the problem.
Oh, okay.
I think I totally missed the first season of
okay.
Clone Wars.
Because you're supposed to dislike her in the first season.
No, that's not the problem. The problem was like, yeah, it's like, Ahsoka's pretty cool. You know,
she's fine.
She's fine.
She's fine.
You know, I think I ended up watching a lot of episodes.
I don't know if she was. I mean, she was a lot of people's favorite before, but I don't think she was everyone's favorite until season 5, and that's really when her emotional journey hit a note that was so unparalleled in Star Wars that all of a sudden you're like, oh, like this is so crazy and unique and like deep. Very deep. So you gotta watch season 5. In fact, even if you want to skip to season 5 and just watch season 5, I'd be okay with that.
I've seen. Here, I'm trying to remember what I remember of Clone Wars. I know I saw. I did see.
You're familiar with most of the characters.
I'm familiar with most of the big characters. I know I saw a big deal going on with Obi-Wan and Mandalore.
You got to know who Hondo is. You know who Hondo is.
I know. Wait, which one's Hondo?
He's the guy who I get my intro from him. My friends. That's a Hondo.
Oh
thing.
yeah.
He's the pirate, voiced by Pooh Bear.
He's the pirate guy. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I know him. I know Cad Bane. Cad Bane. I know Death Watch.
Yep.
Death Watch. Yep. I know them. I think I saw a lot of episodes on them when I was watching.
That would probably be season 2 or 3 then.
2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The only episode that I specifically remember was when it was clearly
Seven Samurai?
D-Day.
D-Day.
It was D-Day with the clones. Or no, it was Iwo Jima.
Oh.
It was Iwo Jima.
Like D-Day.
Yeah, it was Iwo Jima, and
D-Day
they were. It was like, and they and I knew it because they were specifically talking about their 3-pronged attack on
the Umbaran arc. Okay, I think that's season 4.
Okay.
Was it kind of like dark and blue?
Yeah.
Those 3 episodes are widely considered to be like the turning point when the show went from like pretty good to like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I remember those episodes and be like, oh, this is the good stuff. This is some Republic Commando kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I'm into it. I'm into it.
That was the Umbaran arc. I think that's season 4. It could be early season 5.
Okay.
Not 100% sure. Asking Chrome about dat deep lore. Wait, hold on. Is like asking me about nuclear physics.
Yeah, it's painful. It's painful. I know of things.
We're pirates. We don't know what that means. Never thought they'd actually bring Luke back. You know, we've been saying Sebastian Stan needs to play Luke for a long time.
I mean,
it's so weird how like in tune the community's been with their fan casting.
Yeah.
Because Rosario Dawson has been like the fan choice for Ahsoka for like 4 years. And Sebastian Stan, I've been seeing people talking about him playing Luke for like 2 years.
Mm-hmm. What has he been in?
I gotta look. Hold on. Yeah, no, he's done stuff that we both have seen. Hold on. It's Sebastian Stan. I guess I gotta click
that we've both seen.
I don't know about together. but I know we've talked about. Because I remember I looked it up recently. Actually, I don't want to sign in. I just want to look it up. Okay. I don't want to click on Pennyworth. I just want to click on Sebastian Stan. Forgive me, guys. Oh, he's Bucky.
Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah.
All
right.
He's Bucky in all the Captain America stuffs.
All right. Yeah.
That's what I know.
I'm a goof.
Yeah. I also know him as Jefferson from Once Upon a Time, but I don't think you've seen that.
Well, you answered
I'll go back to
answered questions competently.
Competently.
Yeah.
The Winter Soldier. Yeah, Eric Chun. We found that out when I was looking on IMDb. No, that wasn't CGI. That's legit Sebastian Stan. That is what he looks like. That was not CG. That's really Sebastian Stan. It's crazy, right? Like, it's like he was born to play young Luke. I mean, unbelievable. I think his voice might have been modified, but that is his face. If you look him up, that is what he looks like. 100%. I mean, if they did CG, it was so subtle, I would not even be able to tell you what they changed. Let's see. Post-credit scene. Yeah, the post-credit scene. Book of Boba. We're going to have back-to-back Mandalorian and Boba next year, which I'm looking forward to as a enjoyer, as a fan, as a content creator. That is going to be a lot of overtime as far as work. And yes, I love what I do for work, but I do get very little sleep during The Mandalorian. I don't get to play any video games. I don't get to spend as much time with my family. It's a lot of overtime. I'm usually working between 12 and 16 hours a day, and I don't take days off until Mandalorian is over. So probably I won't take a day off until a week after Mandalorian is over, because I've still got to make content covering what happened today. So probably right around Christmas is when I'll get a day off. So next year, when Boba Fett comes right after that, it's bittersweet. It's bittersweet.
You should talk to your boy about changing his birthday.
Oh, my boy Jesus?
No. Your actual boy.
My son?
Yes, your son.
Why?
Because it's right in Mandalorian season.
Is it? It's September 25th. That's not Mandalorian season. Oh, wait, I have another... October 30th is... Oh, okay, sorry. He's 2, so, like, his birthday wasn't like a... It wasn't a big deal yet. It'll be a big deal next year. That wasn't right in the middle. That was, like, right after episode 1. That's not a big deal. Wish Dune threw up a salute or stood at attention or something when he pulled down his hood would be very... Yeah, but Cara Dune, she was kind of a renegade from the New Republic, so I don't know how familiar she was with Luke. She was a drop trooper. She wasn't... And here's the thing. Luke was not well known within the Rebellion. In fact, Luke still isn't well known.
Didn't he blow up the...
He was well known as an X-Wing pilot, not as a Jedi.
Yeah.
Not as a Jedi. Most people didn't know Luke was a Jedi.
So
the fact that he came in with a lightsaber, she would have known him as Red 5.
Yeah.
She would not have known him as Luke Skywalker. She wouldn't have known his face. She
wouldn't have known his face?
No.
Okay. If she didn't know his face, then...
She would have known his name. And she would have known... I mean, if she had got a better look at his X-Wing, she probably would have recognized it.
I mean... Ooh, yeah, the X-Wing, too. Like... Should have seen Luke and been like, I don't know, all hyped up. I mean, he did blow up the Death Star.
She didn't know it was him.
Throw up a gang sign or something.
That is part of the video about why Luke can't go with why Grogu can't go with the Mandalorian, is because no one knew Luke was a Jedi until at this point, 6 more years. Most people wouldn't know he's a Jedi. That was not CG. That was, I'm saying again, that was not CG. That was Sebastian Stan. That was Sebastian Stan. I'm so glad 3PO wasn't there. He would have ruined the moment. He couldn't fit in the X-Wing anyway, so we're safe. We're safe. Although, does Anthony Daniels, every moment that Anthony Daniels ruins, doesn't he also kind of make it better?
Yeah, that's true. Still glad he wasn't there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Where was Grogu in the new trilogy? You mean Grogu? So that's my theory, is that he's gonna reunite with the Mandalorian.
What I want is a Grogu Mandalorian helmet. Will they have ear holes for him? Will there be slots for his ears, or are they gonna have to have pointy horns?
All right, so here's the question: will the next time Mandalorians see Grogu, will he be a fully functioning, individual, no longer a baby? Is this the last time the Mandalorian will see Grogu as Baby Yoda?
I think so. Because he's already it's been established since the 5th episode this season, Jedi, that episode 13, that Grogu can talk and express his feelings and whatnot.
Well, no, he feels things through the Force, and Ahsoka could sense them. He's not speaking, because she makes it clear he's not speaking a language. She just is feeling his thoughts. She just is feeling his thoughts.
I don't know this.
Okay, wait, hold on. Couple things. Bill, sadly, no, I don't watch anime. His girlfriend wanted to know if I watch anime. Or your friend Isabel. Sorry, not your girlfriend. Mark Hamill plays Luke Skywalker. It's de-aging CGI. I think it's Mark Hamill's voice, but that...
Do you think that was Mark Hamill's voice?
It might be if he was credited. I think he's saying that in the credits it was Mark Hamill, but I'm saying if it's Mark Hamill in the credits, that would just be his voice. I don't think that's de-aging technology. I think that is Sebastian Stan. Look up Sebastian Stan. I mean, he looks exactly like what we just saw. I mean, he looks...
You could have had more. You think they should have put him through a car crash?
They're gonna put through a car crash?
That's
Luke's
awful.
X-Wing was yellow. In this episode, it was we only saw it on camera. It was in black and white.
It was blue. The camera was blue.
It was black and blue,
Yeah.
like black and light blue,
Yeah.
Dark blue and light blue. Star Wars cameras.
Yeah, Star Wars cameras.
Star Wars black and white is dark blue and light blue.
Yeah.
So we didn't actually see the real X-Wing. I'm pretty sure the guy who assassinated the Emperor and Vader would be pretty famous. Actually, he wasn't known for that. Everyone just assumed that they died in the Death Star explosion. No one knew about the confrontation between Luke and Vader and the Emperor on the Death Star itself. That was kept largely a secret. No one talked about it. It didn't come out until Ben was 19 years old. Yeah.
That's quite a bit later.
It's like 26 years after.
Does anyone believe him at that point?
Believe who?
That Luke actually did those things at that point?
It came out that Leia was the daughter of Vader, and it was used as a political scandal to keep her from becoming Supreme Chancellor.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, it was like, oh, we proved that you're Vader's daughter, ergo Luke is also Vader's son.
Mm-hmm.
Big whole scandal. Ben blows everything up because he's an angsty teenager. Okay, hold on. Let's see. R2-D2. Yes, R2-D2's here. R2-D2 was very clearly CG, and that was a little bit of a bummer. CG didn't even look that great. It was kind of Uncanny Valley stuff. Maybe. I don't know. I think that it might have just been a little stiff. Pretty sure the guy who was... No, sorry, I read that one. It wasn't Sebastian Stan, though. All the credits says Mark Hamill.
Oh, so
I
just
could be
de-aged?
wrong. It could be de-aged. I guess I was wrong. But here's the thing. It didn't look exactly like young Mark Hamill. It kind of looked like they were prepping for Sebastian Stan.
The thing that I noticed was that, there wasn't a lot of lip movement.
No.
Which was kind of weird.
He did kind of look like Luke from Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
I mean, the new Battlefront 2 campaign. Let's see. I guess it was the Tarkin thing, the Tarkin technology. Probably a massive bounty on his head too. Let's see. It's an unpopular opinion, but I hoped that Cal Kestis would come in the Mantis with Seer. Yeah, honestly,
That's who.
that was who
That,
I was.
that was.
That was my
you were
hope.
banking on.
That was what I was. Well, that's who I thought that from an in-universe perspective made the most sense.
Yeah.
Not necessarily from a filmmaking perspective. I want to make that clear because my predictions are based on filmmaking perspective. My hopes are based on in-universe perspectives. My hope was Cal Kestis. Because I thought that from an in-universe standpoint, it made the most sense. Luke, at this point, isn't building a Jedi Order yet. He won't for another 6 years, I think. Maybe 5 years.
Maybe
but
this is the impetus.
The point is, he won't build his Jedi Order for another 5 to 6 years. Cal Kestis was only waiting for the Inquisition to be gone. So it's like, he made more sense from an in-universe perspective. Even as the lightsaber was going, I'm like, is this going to be a fake out? Like, is that actually going to be Cal Kestis with a green lightsaber?
That's kind of what I thought.
Yeah, but I was like, nah, it's still Luke's hilt, and he's got the glove.
Yeah. The glove was the giveaway.
The glove was the giveaway. Well, then I was like, oh, but maybe they're going to say Cal Kestis lost the end. But I was like, you know what? They won't fake out fans to make them think it's Luke, only to reward the 10% of Star Wars fans that played through Fallen Order.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're not going to do that. So once they're hinting it's Luke, it's got to remain Luke. Boba Fett show has been announced. In the end credits scene, the Book of Boba Fett is coming December 2021. Yes, we're so excited about that. It's going to be a back-to-back. Mandalorian's going to be wrapping up next year, right as Book of Boba is starting. So it's going to be however many weeks. I don't know if Book of Boba is going to be another 8-week series or not, but it's going to be several weeks of just constant Star Wars content with so much other announcements that already came out this week. What would happen if the unknown girl... Wait, what happened to the unknown girl? Like, the one who worked for him? I think she was just an Imperial officer. She's probably dead. So Snoke is Grogu's clone. Maybe. I really think that this group of Imperials is working for Thrawn, completely unrelated to the First Order. I believe that this Filoni-verse will follow Thrawn's Imperial remnant while the First Order is building itself up in the unknown regions, but this will focus on Thrawn's remnant, completely separate from the First Order. Imagine if 3PO was there. Oh my, hello little one. My, shut up please, R2. That'd be funny. Do you think Sabine will fight Mando for the Darksaber season? No, because Sabine doesn't have a vanity problem.
Yeah.
Sabine wouldn't have a problem letting Din Djarin rule. Bo-Katan has a vanity problem. Bo-Katan is not a good person. We now have 91 people watching, which means that over half those people don't remember the last time I said Bo-Katan slapped an underage girl on the butt.
Aw, keep saying that.
It's the
Keep
worst
saying
thing she
that.
did. It proves she's not a good person. Boom Boba is probably season 3 for Mandalorian. It is not, or yeah, no, it's not. I mean, it could be an actual book, but I don't think so. I think it's going to be. I mean, they brought Tamora Morrison back.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a new series.
Yeah.
I would have loved it if Cal showed up too, Wesley. Pedro performs the stunts and voice. Obviously, it wasn't thick old Mark swooping around with the saber. He doesn't always perform his own stunts, but he does sometimes. Like, just happy that you saw Luke. Yeah, it makes so much sense. Lore star Sebastian isn't mentioned in the credits, and Mark is, so that kind of proves it. You're probably right. But what I'm thinking, though, is that the reason that the CG was designed to be a bridge between Mark Hamill and Sebastian Stan, because it wasn't exactly young Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
And so what I'm guessing is that they're prepping for Sebastian Stan to take over. But I could be wrong. That is just my personal opinion. Lucasfilm announced that the investor meeting The Mandalorian Season 3 would come out until December either. Oh, I didn't know that the dates were announced. So the shows are going to run at the same time, I guess? That'd be crazy. I mean, are they like maybe one comes out on Tuesday and the other one comes out on Friday? I don't know.
They gotta spread these things out. I don't want to.
It's gonna be so busy for me because already with just The Mandalorian, I'm working 60 to 80 hour weeks. By the way, if you guys aren't familiar with my main channel, Lore Star, check me out. It's spelled just like this channel except without the live. That's all there is to it. We cover Star Wars theories and lore and history and all that sort of fun stuff. So check us out over there. Did we like the episode? That's a great question. First, I'm going to read the rest of the comments. We're gonna rank it. Under double for Jedi. I think it's called book because the show is done in chapters. So Boba show will have chapters and be called a book. Yeah, I think you're right. Obviously, Grogu becomes one of the Knights of Ren because he's one of Luke's students. IDK mystery boxes.
Oh.
So with the Marshal having the part in Anakin's pod racer and Boba has Jabba's throne, do you think we could see more of Boba just leading down the same road as Jabba with illegal actions? I don't think so. I think he's going to become a different type of crime lord.
A better crime lord.
I think they knew the deep fake was bad, so they hid Luke's face. I don't know if it's bad as much as like it's expensive to keep doing it, so you want to prolong it and use it as seldom as possible. I think we should rename Bib Blub Fortuna.
Blub
Fortuna. You heard it here first, folks. Blub Fortuna.
No, I still like Big Fortuna.
All right, Big Fortuna is pretty good. All right, so we've got our rankings of The Mandalorian. We have taken great and painstaking efforts to rank all 15 of the previous episodes of Mandalorian in order. And by the way, I'd say that the only one I have a problem with for me is number 15, which is now still number 16, which would be the Gunslinger. Hold on, I'm going to make sure I can hear this. Yep. Okay. So for me, my rankings are number 1, The Redemption. Number 2, The Jedi. Number 3, The Marshal. Number 4, The Sin. Number 5, The Believer, which was last week's episode. Number 6, The Heiress. Number 7, The Tragedy. Number 8, Sanctuary. Number 9, The Prisoner. Number 10, The Mandalorian. Number 11, The Siege. Number 12, The Reckoning. Number 13, The Child. Number 14, The Passenger, which I think is the only one I'd classify as mediocre. And then number 15, The Gunslinger, which is the only one I'd consider not worth watching. And then if you want to read yours as well.
Yep. I mean, it's starting off pretty similar, but it's quickly deviating. My number 1 was The Redemption. My second was The Jedi. My second was The Sin. My third was The Jedi. My fourth was The Believer. Fifth was The Prisoner. Gosh, I love The Prisoner. It's the fun adventure. 6 was Sanctuary. 7 was Tragedy. 8, The Marshal. 9, The Mandalorian. 10, The Child. 11, The Siege. It feels wrong seeing The Siege down there. It was so much fun. 12.
That's the problem with the show being so good for most of its episodes, that inevitably episodes we love end up like in the bottom half.
12 was The Reckoning, 13 The Heiress, 14 The Passenger, and 15 The Gunslinger. I'm gonna be, I'm gonna sound a little contrarian and say that like my last 4 weren't my favorite.
See, for me, it's only the last 2.
I'm not happy with.
You have problems with.
I have problems with them. I still enjoyed. I think I enjoyed all of them except for The Gunslinger.
I don't think anyone liked The Gunslinger.
Ooh, yeah, sorry about that one.
Except, it was to bring in Fennec Shand, which we didn't. I mean, they said they had that little not quite post-credit scene to show us like, hey, this wasn't we brought her back. This was we always planned to do this.
I mean, even then, I still don't like it.
Where's Watto? Let's complete the circle. All right, guys. I want to know where this ranks for you guys on your list, and if you give it a number ranking, because I'm gonna give it a solid 9.1, but that's not gonna correlate to where it ranks on my list. What do you give it as a number? You got to give it a point something though.
I'm gonna give it an 8.
8.0.
8.
You have to get 8.0.
No, it's 8.
Gosh,
No decimals here.
that's a B minus, by the way. I was a high school teacher, so I think in grades.
It's 8.
That's a B minus. Okay, so where does it rank on your list though?
Gosh.
So you can take a look at your current list and see what does it beat out.
Beats out The Prisoner.
It beats out The Prisoner, which puts it at number 5.
Yeah.
Okay, and for me, I think it beats out The Heiress, which puts it at number 6.
Really? You're putting it down there?
Well, see, it doesn't beat out.
No. Yeah, see? I think it's pretty high for you.
The Heiress is 6, and so I don't know if it beats out The Believer, or The Sin, or The Marshal. See, the problem is, like, it definitely doesn't beat out. You know what? Actually,
Some deep.
I know, deep thinking.
Deep thinking here.
Deep thinking.
All the synapses are firing.
I know.
He's really thinking about this
I know.
ranking.
No, you know what? I'm gonna be. I have to. It beats out The Sin.
Beats out The Sin.
It's going at number 4.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's going at number 4. It's beating out The Sin for me because The Sin did have that emotional turmoil, and I think this one, and that's what I loved about The Sin.
Yeah.
And this one also had that emotional turmoil.
Mm-hmm.
I think the weird one for me is The Marshal, which ranks really highly as a very odd episode to rank so highly because The Marshal didn't hit any of the beats that are my normal measuring points for the show.
Yeah.
It was just kind of fun and cool.
It could have been a movie.
It could have been a movie.
It could have been a movie.
It
Like
totally
it
could have been a
was.
movie.
I think that's why it does so well.
I think it functions better to think about it as a movie, not unrelated, but as like most of the episodes are side quests.
Yeah.
But what I'm looking for is character growth, depth, good filming, writing, cinematography, things like that. And for the most part, that's where my top ones go. But Marshall didn't have any like emotional turmoil.
Yeah.
Which is what ranks like The Sin.
Just a good Western.
It's a good Western. Okay, so we got a 9.7. Luke does really bump it up. Yeah, 9.4 for Bill. Wrong, Jar Jar is the key to everything. If you think about it, this was the best way to end the season because it opens us up to a real Mandalorian story, and the namesake of the show being the Mandalorian makes the story more interesting. Legend says Jean's guy saved Grogu.
No, I agree. I think it's a good setup.
Do you know Jean's guy?
Jean's guy.
So in the Siege,
yeah,
in the background of one of the shots, there was a crew member wearing Jean's white t-shirt.
Yeah, I saw that.
He's been named Lieutenant Jean's guy or something.
Doesn't he have a whole Wikipedia page now?
Oh, he does now. Even though he's been
edited out.
He got edited out. That's the thing about digital streaming. And us YouTubers who record the episodes like the day of, we have the original copy. They're going to become as rare and valuable as the Christmas special.
Is that on Disney Plus?
The Christmas special is not on Disney
Curses.
Plus.
Step up
or the holiday special, sorry. Legend says Gene Guy fought against Darth Vader and lived to tell the tale.
I'd believe it.
You guys are making me mad. What are we making you mad about, Lincoln?
I think it's that
our rankings.
We didn't rank him as high.
Gene's guy was George Lucas. What if Boba saw Luke? Boba would probably be the only person in the galaxy to recognize Luke, actually. Not the only person in the galaxy, but one of very few. I do like those center hangers, especially if it's...
You threw him for a loop.
Yeah, no.
Thanks, chat.
No sleaze bago, literally unwatchable. 0 out of 10. Wait, so no more Din Djarin? No, we're gonna get more Din Djarin. I just don't know how we're gonna do Din Djarin without. I mean, I don't. It's bold to take the child out.
Yeah.
It's bold, and this can't be the end of Grogu.
No.
He can't be a 2-season wonder. Can he? Chat, what do you think? Do you think we're going to get, like, how do you think Grogu's going to get back into the public eye? Like,
I think the next season, what's going to be important is establishing the Mandalorian more as a character. I mean, that is...
Yeah.
We've seen hints of it
yeah.
in the last episode. And... I mean, the biggest episodes I can think of are the first.
The Mandalorian?
The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
We have the Marshal.
The Marshal.
Where, Grogu's there.
Right, but it's him, and
It's
he's
him.
standing up for what he believes, which is that only Mandalorians can own Beskar.
Yeah. And last episode, where he didn't have the child around at all.
Right.
The believer. So I think the show is trying to pivot into making sure that Din Djarin... Let's flesh out Din Djarin.
Din Djarin.
And let's figure him out. Let's give him some time to grow and breathe and be a person, and not just have his personality revolve around.
Luke got his own version of the Vader hallway scene. It wasn't filmed the same way, which kind of bums me out because it was, but the music was so
It was
good.
real good. I'd take
Boba,
that over the Vader.
Boba v. Luke rematch, this time with no Han bashing his jetpack. All I'm going to say is that they better reunite, and it better be soon or I'm going to lose it. We'll get more Grogu, says Thomas. I'm sure of it. I'm really worried that the Book of Boba is Mandalorian Season 3. No, it's not. They are different shows. They have confirmed Mandalorian Season 3 is coming. I think Mandalorian Season 3 is going to be the reclamation of the planet Mandalore, which is glassed.
Glass.
They glassed it.
Goodness.
They're bringing glassing into Halo. From Halo into Star Wars.
Haven't heard that since I played Halo.
Were it not for the Arbiter's Council, I would have glassed your entire planet. Luke, sorry. Good father, son mirror. I know, man. I think Mando will be alone a lot for Season 3, but it will be build towards the back of Grogu. I think that's a very good prediction, Thomas. Guys, come on, think about it. He had to go. Dude on the left is right. I think he's saying you're right.
I'm pretty good. I'm spot on.
It makes
these
the
things.
show more open. You know what I mean? Okay.
Yeah. I see you. I see you.
Grogu's a raw power pack that Luke didn't want to train, so he's going to send him back to Mando. It's possible, but Luke is very open to attachments at this point.
I'm sure that there will...
Bill, good to have you with us for so long. Thank you for staying with us. It is so late in Florida right now. It's, 5 in the morning? Goodness.
Oh, is it?
Thank you, Bill. You've been just always a staple of the stream. Thank you for being here. Legend says that Gene Sky is Ezra. They could always do a small time jump. I don't think they'll do a time jump right away. Maybe later. General Gene's guy was Thrawn. That's why they had to edit him out. It wasn't his time yet. They know Grogu's the start of the show. Season 3 will probably have Din making his way back to Grogu for whatever genius reason those geniuses will invent. That sounds sarcastic. I trust the members of The Mandalorian. I trust the guys who are making it to tell a compelling story. Even when it's not going the direction I want it to go, it's never not compelling.
Yeah.
Even this episode, I was like, Peyton Reed, I'm not so sure how well I trust you with the season finale. I've only ever trusted TAIKA.
Gosh.
And it wasn't TAIKA.
And
And it was still really good.
It was a really good episode.
It was no IG-11 sacrifice.
No.
But I think it meant more for the show as a whole.
Yeah, no, I'll be totally honest and maybe offend everyone who's watching the stream. I think I was going to rank this episode kind of poorly.
Really?
I was going to rank the episode kind of poorly up until Din took off his helmet.
Really?
I think I was like, oh, you know, this is good. This is what needs to happen, but this is more setup than anything else. And getting that moment with Din was the best, topped Luke for me. Like I love seeing Luke. I love seeing Luke.
But seeing Luke as he should be.
As he should be. It was fantastic. And everyone needed that. Everyone needed that. But I think what happened with Din taking off his helmet for the child was...
And it's the first time he's taken off his helmet without needing to.
Yeah.
That was the key. And I just today put out a video on what it meant for him to take off the helmet last week. Gosh, that's...
This was that singular moment, and the fact that they let that moment breathe and settle in. It wasn't quick.
No.
And that was important.
Because that was the first time the child had seen his face, too.
Yeah. No, yeah, it was...
It was beautiful.
Yeah, that was a great moment. That was...
Moment.
That made the episode for me.
Yeah. It had the weightiness, and it had the heart. It was hard to watch because I didn't want it to happen, but it was executed so beautifully that I was okay with it.
Yeah.
But I loved that, like, even before he took the helmet off, you could see, like, he was sad.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing that, like, you know, I think Pedro Pascal's been getting a lot of flack lately. Especially for, I think there are false rumors going around that he was putting up a stink about not taking off his helmet more.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's true. I think that this really was I think that this moment needed to happen.
Yeah.
And if it was Pedro Pascal push for it to happen, I'm glad
this was
that
better for it.
It was better for it. But I don't think he was. He claims that this was Filoni's plan all along.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking at this and I'm saying, okay, like, I know he's getting a lot of flack right now, but he is such a good actor when it comes to communicating emotion without facial expressions.
Yeah.
Like, who else do you know that could do that? That could communicate emotion that well without being able to use their face, just by, like, tilting the angle of the helmet the right way. And, like, you know, you could see, like, when he saw the Jedi and the child's, like, touching the screen, he's like, this is it. Like, this is, our time is done.
This is goodbye.
This is goodbye. And, like, you could see that without his face. This is brilliant.
Yeah.
I just blown away by that. Let's see. What are they going to do with this blood? Well, we can talk about that
Okay,
later.
hold on. Most important question. What is Mando going to be flying now?
Yeah. Because he was kind of left... I mean, last we saw him was on the Arcaton, right?
Yeah.
We didn't see him leave.
We didn't see him leave.
He'll probably... Bo-Katan will probably drop him off somewhere.
Will she, though? Is Bo-Katan...
Will Season 3 start on the Arcaton with Bo-Katan saying, okay, Darksaber's mine?
Yeah.
Because, you know, she probably was hesitating to fight him because he was holding a literal child in his arms. And now she's like, all right, child's gone. I want the Darksaber. And he's like, you can have it. And she's like, no, I got to kill you for
You
it.
don't want to start a fight with a Jedi in the room.
It's true. Plus, the child would have probably crushed her if she had made a move against the Mandalorian.
Oh gosh, get us another moment where
Child force choke someone.
Force choke someone. Ah! Yes.
Let's see. Luke is Anakin's son. Luke, wait, hold on. Who do you think is stronger by this point, Ahsoka or Luke? Luke is definitely stronger.
Did you not see this episode?
Yeah. I mean, Ahsoka is scrappy.
Yeah, she's great. She's great.
And we saw her in chapter, what's 8 plus 5? 13. Chapter 13. We saw her in chapter 13. Like, she's no joke. She was trained by Anakin. But Luke
is the real deal.
Luke is the real deal.
Holyfield.
Luke is the real deal. And Luke has only been a Jedi for like 7 years. Ahsoka's been training for decades. True, but it's Luke.
It's Luke.
And honestly, I'm not the biggest Luke fan. I'm really not. As like, I thought that he was lame in the original trilogy until Return of the Jedi. I keep saying Revenge of the Jedi because that was the original name, and like, I've been doing so much research on that lately. Okay, but Return of the Jedi,
yeah,
was when he was finally cool. But then in the original post-Endor Legends, we talked about he was basically God. And so, you know, he had way too much power. But, like, I don't know. Like, right now, I feel like I just need to see Luke being Luke.
Yeah.
Power levels and potentiality are pretty lopsided. Ahsoka would have been granted the rank of Jedi Knight had she returned to the Order, so I'd consider her to be a Jedi Knight. Yeah, but that was 25 years ago at this point. So, you know, she could have progressed significantly more in 25 years. I mean, Ahsoka is seriously no joke. I think the only difference between her and Luke, or the only advantage Luke has, is his genetic disposition. And by the way, you want to talk about who really tops them? Leia. Leia was actually, in canon and legends, considered to be truly Vader's heir. She was called the Lady Vader. I kid you not. Read the original Thrawn trilogy. They called her the Lady Vader.
Okay.
She was.
That makes me incredibly uncomfortable,
Yeah.
and I can't explain why.
She did the choke, man. She did
the choke?
when she killed Jabba.
What?
Dude, you really think that she could have done that physically without rage-fueled dark side energy giving her strength? Choke out a Hutt?
I don't want to think about that.
Yep. Let's see. Yeah, I would say Luke is higher in potential. The strongest possible version of Luke possibly beats out the strongest version of Ahsoka. Did Luke reach his potential? I don't even think Luke... I think Luke, even at a fraction of his potential, tops out Ahsoka simply because he has Anakin's genes. And, you know... But, I mean, just having the genes on its own doesn't do anything. I mean, we saw... It took Luke... How long was it between A New Hope and Empire? 4 years? To learn how to pull a lightsaber out of the ground? Like, he was no quick study.
Yeah.
By that point... No, not by that point. The amount of time between Force Awakens and The Rise of Skywalker is 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
That is 1/4 of the amount of time before it took Luke... That it took Luke to learn how to move a lightsaber, and Rey is able to lift, like... an entire, like, quarry worth of rocks.
Yeah.
Okay? So, potentiality is not everything. Luke did have to work hard. But he did get there eventually, and it was through diligent and nonstop training.
And he's living out the apotheosis of what it means to be a Jedi. He's not tainted with the ideas of the old... of what it means to be a Jedi.
It's true. Ahsoka was trained by the Jedi Order, which is different from the Jedi ideology.
Yeah.
Because the Jedi Order had lost their way by the era of the prequels. We've barely seen the new canon. Lady Vader with the choke, yeah. Outside of drinking milk and dying by thinking too hard, is this the first time we've seen the Luke in canon? Yes, this is the first time we've seen. I mean, if you guys were here when we actually saw that part, I said this is the Luke we've been waiting for.
Yeah.
This is the Luke we've always. You want to open me up another one?
Yeah.
No problem. We have been waiting for this Luke. This is the Luke of the old legends, and I am so excited by that. Don't sleep on Ahsoka. She did beat Maul.
Yeah,
that's no small feat.
That's better than Obi-Wan.
It's better than Obi-Wan. I mean, he kind of beat Maul, just not permanently.
Halfway.
I get it. Halfway. All right. Luke is Anakin's jeans guy. You should have spelled it the other way though, but I understand why you said that. However, Luke could beat Ahsoka since he fought the jeans guy and lived to tell the tale. And old man Obi-Wan punked him in 3 moves. Oh, dude, yeah, no, old man Obi-Wan. Have you seen the duel? The final duel between Obi-Wan and Maul?
I didn't get to see it.
Should he react to that right now, chat?
Oh.
The greatest lightsaber duel in all of Star Wars.
It's the best one?
The greatest lightsaber duel in all of Star Wars.
All of Star Wars?
All of Star Wars.
You're saying it's better than that Grievous fight?
I'm saying it's better than the Grievous duel.
Okay.
Okay? Chat, if more than 3 of you say that he needs to watch that right now on stream, we're going to do it.
Oh,
I'm giving you the count of 10. Wait, no, actually, there is a 20 second delay.
There is a 20-second delay.
Why would he... how do you tell Jeans guy is growing more and more?
I'm liking the Jeans guy canon. It's being built right now.
Jeans guy lore. It's happening on stream right now. Eric says yes, prepare your booty, Chrome. And then Steven says he needs to watch. Calix says he needs to.
Okay,
and then
that's 3.
Nope, we got 5 more since we sang
5 more.
that.
Oh gosh. All right.
Okay. So I gotta pull it up on YouTube, guys. Sorry.
You gotta pull. Don't you have? You have Disney up right now.
Oh, you know what? I do. I guess I can do that.
Look at that. See, we're being resourceful.
I suppose.
I can't see the camera anymore. Is it still there?
I'll pull it back up. I have to click on it before I can pull up the camera. All right. It should be season 3.
Twin Sons.
There it is.
Cha 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 cha.
All right, we're gonna be watching Twin Sons. We'll start here at 1647. Oh wait, let's go back. Here we go. All right, yeah, get your headphones on.
Headphones
All right,
are on.
we're gonna. Oh.
Oh.
Hold on, sorry guys, I might have.
All right.
There we go. Forgive me for the camera work. That's incredibly sloppy.
There you go.
Oh, thanks. Where's my headphones?
I can't be in charge of everything you do.
That's why I went back a little bit, because we gotta see this. All right. Maul is now here.
Maul. He's grimacing. Maul's being very polite. Wait, what are those things called?
Dewbacks.
Dewbacks. I love the Dewbacks.
That's what my local lightsaber legion is named after. All right.
Obi-Wan, you're so wise.
All right, so I'm going to point out some things to you. One. Obi-Wan pose.
Obi-Wan pose, classic.
Wait. Old Ben pose.
Mm-hmm.
Qui-Gon pose. And Maul goes, "Oh, I can beat this."
No, watch out.
That's the same way he holds all of Maul's victims. Same way he created Qui-Gon.
That's good.
This is
That's
good. Wait, there's a little epilogue to it. Oh wait, hold on. I'm gonna skip to it because
Okay.
there's there's this part, but the epilogue to the episode is worth watching. Oh, hold on. All right. I teared up when I saw this. You probably won't. I'm just. There it is. Oh, it's so good. So good.
That's a good ending. That's a good...
See, Dave Filoni, man, he knows what he's doing.
That was good. That was really good.
And like that lightsaber duel was like didn't need to be flashy. It was just boom, boom, boom. And like so Sam Witwer, who's the guy who voiced Maul. That's the comments I'm giving you were not my insights. That was Sam Witwer pointing out that stuff that I'm reiterating. That every single move, so the final move Maul does is the move he does to kill Obi-Wan. He goes to headbutt him with the lightsaber and then stab him in the gut. Because so he goes to the Qui-Gon stance, and so he does the same three moves that lead to Qui-Gon's death. Those are the moves that happen. It's a boom, boom, headbutt. And it's when he goes for the headbutt that Obi-Wan goes right down the middle. And that's when Maul realizes, oh, this isn't a desert rat. This isn't a Jedi who's lost his way. This isn't like an old man rotting away in the desert. He's here for something big.
Yeah.
And that's when he figures out it's the Chosen One. Oh, wait, is Disney Plus still playing? Hold on.
Yeah, it is.
I'll have to just close that out. So, yeah, no, like, it was so good. Like, I saw that and I was like, well, because normally Clone Wars is like it's animated, so we can be doubly flashy. We can pull off acrobatic moves that we can't in real life. But the other thing that duel does is it contextualizes. That is what Obi-Wan is capable of when he duels with Vader. And the fact that his duel with Vader is so restrained and not flashy demonstrates he never intended to win.
Yeah.
Because he clearly could have. And that was what that duel was really supposed to communicate. He never intended to win the duel with Vader. And the thing is, also, Rogue One contextualized, Vader was also holding back.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it's not just like, I mean, yes, part of it is 77 choreography, but they have gone on record to say, like, that technical limitation of the time has become a real in-lore canon thing that we have worked into the characters that is real. It exists. I gotta pull my hood on, not because I'm trying to be Sith Lord, but because it is freaking cold. You've got a poncho.
I do have a poncho.
I've got a
I'm very
duster.
cold.
All right. Yeah, we did have a moment of silence for Jimmy Bullock earlier. Where it's crazy that he passed on the very day that it would be announced that his character would be getting his own series.
Gosh,
isn't that like crazy? I at least he was able to see. I mean, I don't know if he cared or watched, but was at least alive to see the return of the character that he built.
yeah.
I mean, he didn't create Boba Fett, but he was the Boba Fett for a long time.
I'm sure the man was it sounded like he was well loved in the community.
Yeah.
Because, like,
and
I like Boba Fett.
Right.
And I'm not the big Star Wars guy.
Right.
But I love him.
Right.
I love Boba Fett's my favorite character. So, like, sure he was.
Let's see, chat. All right. I'm guessing Boba gives Mando and Cara Dune a ride back to where they started. No, because Boba left early. I don't know when he reunited with Fennec, though. So he probably went back to get Fennec.
Yeah, he probably went back to get her.
Yeah. I just had a thought. Why didn't Mando give Grogu the shift knob from the Razor Crest?
Did he find it in the wreckage?
Yeah, it was one of the only things that didn't blow up in the wreckage. He picked up the knob,
gosh,
and then he picked up the staff.
Should have given him the...
Yeah, King Oink. Why didn't Mando give Grogu the shift knob from the Razor Crest?
If it had happened,
you know why?
Easy #1 episode.
No, you know why it didn't happen?
What?
He has to keep it.
That's
to look at it.
A little reminder.
He has to pull it out. Next season, season 3, I'm telling you, he's going to pull out the knob. And he's going to look at it.
Is he going to put it on his new ship?
Ooh.
He's going to, like, put it on.
We got to see those Mandalorian... I don't know what those ships are called. I feel like such a failure. I even have them in Star Wars Armada.
You do.
But I always fly Gar Saxon in them, so I don't actually see the card for it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Because Gar Saxon gives you raid tokens.
Stop doing that.
All right, let's see here. We're going to have to wrap up the chat pretty soon because it is 2:20 in the morning.
Whew.
I hear Gene Sky once sat on Blub Fortuna as a form of torture. He lived without any broken bones. He needs a new ship for sure. Good old Carl Weathers will hook up Mando. That's actually a pretty good suggestion. I could see that happening. Why would Din have to fight Bo-Katan when Sabine just gave the dark... So here's the thing. Here's my estimation that it's because Bo-Katan lost the Darksaber in combat. I think that's the reason. So I think that Bo-Katan could accept the Darksaber from Sabine in Rebels. But because Bo-Katan lost it in combat, she can't take it back without earning it through combat.
Sure.
That's my... From the questions I'm getting in chat, that might be the video I need to make. The first video I need to make.
You might need to sit on that one so people aren't mad about it.
That one?
Spoilers.
I need to make a video, and the only thing that would be better would be Luke, and that's super spoilers. That's the one I was sitting on.
Okay. Yeah, you know.
I think that the idea of the Darksaber, like, that's pretty... like, we knew that she was going after the Darksaber. But I could always...
Sabine needs... no,
Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan needs to fight for the... There we go.
Yeah, why can't Bo-Katan accept the Darksaber? I could put it that way.
I'd say fight.
Why does she need to fight for it?
Why does she need to fight for it?
Okay.
Because that is in line with what we know beforehand, that she
Sure.
needs it.
She does need it. She needs to fight for it. Yeah, that might be
I think
the hunk of
that's-
junk ain't coming back from Tython. The hunk of junk. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
A piece of junk.
That was weird. I'm sorry, guys.
Sorry to spook you.
Yeah, that was stupid. I feel like a goofball. I didn't have. See, that's why I gotta have Streamlabs as the front app, because I can't switch back out of it. But yeah, no. It's a bummer. Everyone missed my joke, but more importantly than missed my joke, Chrome's reaction to my joke was pretty great. That the Razor Crest is resting in pieces along with the rest of the Jedi Order on Tython.
It's a good one.
It was a good one. He laughed pretty hard at it. You'll have to just take my word for it. But no, so the Razor Crest is gone. No more opportunities to use the piece of junk meme. It's a huge bummer. He's got to get a new ship somewhere. I did think, I was like, I don't think he's going to get a new ship this episode. It's maybe going to be a plot point for next season, but maybe that's why they're introducing all the new shows next season, is because next season The Mandalorian is going to be a little more low-key.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's got to get a new ship. Maybe that's like a major plot point for the first few episodes. Then Bo-Katan's going to challenge him for the Darksaber, or maybe he gets to be Mandalore. I don't know. I don't know why it's so important that Bo-Katan become Mandalore. Like,
Because she wants to become Mandalore.
I know she wants to become Mandalore, but she also wants to do other things that she's not supposed to do. Like round up the women of Karlak and set them up in a tent and be the madam for the men.
Stop talking about that. It was years ago. No one wants to think about it.
I'm telling you. I didn't bring up... You kept telling me to stop about the butt slap. I brought up a completely different war crime of Bo-Katan. From the same episode. It was a good episode for Bo-Katan.
It doesn't sound like it.
Shows her true colors. Bo-Katan is not a good person. At all. I like Bo-Katan as a character. So like from a writing perspective. Like,
yeah.
I like that she exists. But as like a person, she is terrible and dreadful and deserves every misfortune that could possibly befall her. Great character, like really well written. Love Bo-Katan. She definitely needs to die. She definitely deserves to die. So
Right.
let's see. Let's see. Din Djarin doesn't want to rule though. You kind of made that clear.
Okay, this is a little wild. Moff Gideon.
Mm-hmm. What's gonna happen to
Kind
him?
of been taken out of the game a little bit.
A little bit. I don't think permanently. They definitely didn't kill him.
He's still alive.
He's still alive. They're gonna keep Moff Gideon alive. They got to get information out of him. Probably information about Thrawn. Set up Rangers of the New Republic.
Gosh.
Let's see. Is Din gonna use the Darksaber? I think that was what we were talking about. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to use it. I think it's going to become a plot point for appointing a new Mandalore. I'll always find a way to jab the hunk of junk so you can play that clip. Mace Windu has to make an appearance in the Boba series, or should I just let him go? I wouldn't hold my breath for Mace Windu. I think Mace Windu is dead. I know Samuel Jackson disagrees with me.
Sure.
I think Mace Windu is dead. What do you think?
I mean, from what I have seen, I would assume that he's pretty dead. I know that I've been proven wrong with people
Sure.
falling out of great heights.
Yep.
After being electrocuted.
I don't know about that part. Oh, well, Palpatine. Yeah, he was also electrocuted and fell from great heights.
So, you know,
But
I guess
to be fair,
all options are still on the table, but I think that was a mistake too.
but
So
to be fair, Palpatine's body did die. His spirit ghosted to another body, a clone of himself. It's a thing. George Lucas greenlit it back in 1987. Wait, no. 97. Wait, when did Dark Empire came out? I'm gonna look it up. Dark Empire. When did George Lucas greenlight it? Dark Empire came out in... I gotta look up Dark Empire.
George, just stop greenlighting things and go back to like making dumb movies about
91.
kids in the 50s.
December of 1991. So
No.
practically 1990. You know, we'll say he greenlit it in 91 and it came out practically in 92. So, yeah. 1991, George Lucas greenlit the script for The Last Jedi. Now, this was a good... let's see, when did Heir to the Empire come out? Heir to the Empire was 93? No. 89. 89.
Okay.
89. So 2 years before. And Heir to the Empire was good.
Okay.
Everyone liked Heir to the Empire.
Okay. If I'll
There were no
believe that
there
it
was there was no Palpatine clones.
no Palpatine clones.
There were clones,
There were clones,
but not clones of like
We've
it was
seen
like
clones.
it
I've
was
seen
it was
clones.
clone troopers.
I've seen clones, and they've been very cool. Sometimes
They were
most of the
they were
time.
clone troopers.
I like clone troopers. Clone troopers are really cool and a
Yeah.
great concept.
Yeah. Thrawn tried to restart the Clone Wars, pretty much. He built a clone army of stormtroopers.
Begun the Clone Wars has
Begun the Clone Wars as.
wonderful. I like this Thrawn more and more. Can we get more of that? Are we gonna get a Clone Wars? Thrawn Clone Wars.
Thrawn's Clone Wars. Let's see. Bo-Katan was also like prejudiced towards Boba for being a clone. I don't know if she's prejudiced for being a clone. She was more like upset because he was a non-Mandalorian wearing Mandalorian armor.
That's a lot of talk for someone who's not wearing her helmet. She really felt like Bill Burr, you know, not wearing the helmet there. Gosh, it was like every opportunity she had. It's like, oh, no shooting. Let's take it off right now.
Gotta show off the fact that Katie Sackhoff kind of looks like the character she played in the animated series.
That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. I'm glad she's able to do that.
Also, that's why Cameron Monaghan, I think that's his name, guy who played Cal Kestis.
Yeah. You've brought that up.
So Cal Kestis was modeled after the voice actor because they said, and I quote, Cal Kestis, you cannot customize your character in Jedi Fallen Order because Cal Kestis is a real character who will make appearances in other Star Wars medias and therefore has to look a certain way.
They mean comic books.
They mean comic books.
I wouldn't know. I don't know if Star Wars comic books exist. I can
do.
only assume. Don't tell me if it's true or not. I'm just.
I have to
just
read
wanna
them for
say.
work.
How are they?
They're not Marvel's best.
They're not.
I'll say the Vader series is supremely good.
Okay.
The Kylo Ren series is mediocre. It's very filler. A waste of $12.
Oh. Throwing shade at $12 right there.
I probably made more back from the video I did on it, but still, it's like, I really feel like the only benefit was that by me covering it, maybe other people didn't have to read it because they got all the highlights. Because, like there were cool things in it, but I covered all the cool things in my video.
You heard it here first. Don't buy the
Vader comics are supreme.
Buy those.
Buy multiple copies to make up for the fact that you're not buying the Kylo Ren comic, because the Kylo Ren comics are dreadful. I think the only thing we learned is that that before Kylo Ren turned to the dark side, Snoke was interested in gardening.
That's pretty neat.
He had a space garden. It was like a greenhouse, but like an orb. It was like imagine a Death Star that's the size of the Millennium Falcon, but it's like a greenhouse.
Okay, a big old.
So I call him Supreme Gardener Snoke.
Okay.
Yeah, it's dreadful.
No, I'm up for that kind of like character building.
It's not character building. It's literally just he's there wearing like, what are those French? Not quite a beret, but like the almost like a cross between a beret and like an Irish.
Yeah.
What's the front facing
Yes.
bill hat? It's like a cross between one of those, and Snoke wears one. It's like incredible. It's not offensive to any particular like indigenous group. It's like just offensive to my soul.
Is he still mutilated in there?
Oh
too?
yes, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
I think he's born that way because he's a force imbued. He's born that way because he's a force imbued Strandcast.
We trained him wrong because it'd be funny.
If Ahsoka and Vader can survive that explosion, I speculate Master Windu can. Yeah, but no.
Did Ahsoka fall down a big height too?
She did. In Rebels. Literally brought back the same episode. Like, she fell at the halfway point of the episode and just shows up at the end of the episode.
Star Wars, you gotta stop doing this.
You gotta stop.
Stop
if you want us to take Mace Windu's death seriously, you gotta stop.
Throwing people out of windows.
She was off a cliff.
It was like miles. It was miles up. It was like a super tower.
No, seriously, Mace Windu didn't die from the fall. He died before he fell out the window, according to the novelization. The lightning killed him. You can see him die. He goes, "Ugh," and then his body gets thrown out the window. Now, granted, they could change that. They could retcon it, but that was clearly the intent when they were filming. All right, let's see. Also, are we really leading up to Ben Solo being responsible for Grogu's death? Because I just started to like Ben Solo, but I don't think I could ever forgive that.
Neither could Luke.
That's why Luke tried to kill his nephew. It's the only explanation for why.
That is the best explanation.
And Luke goes into depression and goes on an island because he's so depressed to have lost Grogu.
It all makes sense now.
I would go on an island and just like hang out there forever in solitude and despair because Grogu died.
It's like 100%. That whole thing makes sense to me now.
Yep. Honestly, I'm
probably not where
probably
it's
not.
Not
I think
where it's
Grogu
gone.
survives. I think Grogu gets back with the Mandalorian, but let's see. Ahsoka is the wrong. Wait. Ahsoka in the wrong Jedi literally jumps like 4,000 feet casually. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Thomas. Eric says there is super obscure characters you're partial to. You're in love with, or you have love for Jodo cast personally. That's a great pick. So super obscure characters. I'm trying to think because, like, obviously I'm a big fan of Thrawn and I'm a big fan of Revan. Those are my two.
Not particularly obscure, but on the other hand, the fact that I hang out with you means that they're not going to be obscure to me because you bring them up.
Oh, the ones I just mentioned?
Yeah.
No, those are not obscure.
Yeah. Obscure characters.
What's the most obscure character you can think of?
Lang.
Lang?
Lang.
Lang from...
Chapter 13.
Oh,
He was awesome.
he was awesome. I wouldn't call him an obscure character.
He
but
exudes that same energy you get from OT Boba Fett.
It's true.
It's
All
those
right,
are the characters I'm drawn to.
I'm trying to think of super obscure characters in Star Wars. It's hard for me to determine what's obscure or not because
He's gonna say Dex.
Dex. You know what? Okay, actually, I do have an answer, and it's oddly enough from the sequel trilogy.
Okay.
Goodness gracious. It's the guy played by Monahan. Yeah. The Hobbit. He's played by
that
Mary.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah. What's his name here?
What does he have going on for him?
He's an in-universe lore master.
Oh.
Let's see.
You're not gonna choose the Jedi librarian?
Jocasta Nu? No, I don't like her.
Nobody likes her.
Let's see. I gotta find his name because he's so obscure I don't even know it off the top of my head. Let's see here. We're gonna look up my favorite obscure Star Wars character. Now, by the way, the clarification here is that they have to be obscure. Beaumont-Kin.
Does anyone else like Lang?
Oh, Lang is awesome.
No, I want to hear the chat.
What do you think of Lang? Lang was killer.
Does anyone else like Lang? He was personally like a big reason why I loved that episode so much.
Even before you knew the actor that played him.
Before I knew it was Michael Biehn, there was something just they.
Will Ahsoka meet Luke, do you think? Ooh, I really hope so.
It's gotta happen.
That could be the link of... That could be how Grogu gets back with Mandalorian.
Okay.
That could be it, because we got the Ahsoka series. Oh! Here's the question. Do you think that Grogu's story will be continued through Ahsoka rather than Mandalorian until they're reunited?
I can see it.
Yeah. Gene's guy was George Lucas using the world between worlds to travel back and stop himself from selling to Disney. Oh my gosh. You know what? Okay, so look.
Don't talk about the world between worlds. I don't like it.
World Between Worlds is pretty good.
I don't know about it.
But here's the thing. I don't think it should be overused. But
so
here's
one
the other
time.
thing. Okay, so look. I really despise the sequel trilogy, but I think that you take away those 3 movies and maybe like half of Solo. Disney has put out some really good... Star Wars has had some really good growth under Disney. There are a lot of things, like Mandalorian is a really great example. I love the Tarkin novel. Dooku Jedi Lost is fantastic. Despite the fact that I will always miss the original Thrawn trilogy, the newest 4 Thrawn books are all really good. Galaxy's Edge is just an amazing experience. It's like living in... I honestly, like, the rides or whatever are fine or whatever, but literally just walking through what feels like a Star Wars set is one of the coolest experiences I've ever had. And as soon as COVID is done, I am going back there the first day.
It's not a set.
No, but it feels like a cold set, which means, like, if you cleared everyone out, you could film there, and it would be... Like, you could film there.
It's not a set, it's the real thing.
It's the real thing. So, no, like, Disney has done some really great things with Star Wars. Sequel trilogy not being one of them, but, of the things they put out, that's literally 3 products. It's not that bad.
Wait, which half of Solo was good?
Well, it's not about which half, it's just, like, Solo was half good.
Half good, okay.
Or
I'll
half
take it.
bad.
Half or half bad.
Yeah, dark cloning, secrets only the Sith new guy. Yeah, that's the one. No, he's an in-universe lore master. I love that. Plus, he's played by my second favorite Hobbit. So,
First favorite being?
You gotta love Sam.
Okay. Just checking.
I also love Pippin.
I'm just making
Pippin's great!
Yeah, no. There's no argument there. I'm just trying to determine who do I like more, Mary or Pippin.
I don't know, man. It goes back and forth depending on the day.
I'm going with Pippin.
Yeah.
I'm going with Pippin. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I usually
Pippin
like
gets
Pippin.
a song.
Yeah, Pippin.
Gets a sad song.
Is blind. Okay, I can't sing, so I'm not going to sing on stream.
Don't sing on stream.
Grogu in Ahsoka series would be awesome. Mary Jade Skywalker was canon. Oh, Wish. I am not convinced that she isn't. There's a chance that she very well could be. I've not a joke theory, but
It's an out there.
It's so in my old video of like who was Rey's grandmother, I had put together a theory about how Mara Jade was actually Rey's grandmother.
Okay.
It's kind of a joke theory, but it is there. But yeah, it's possible that she's there and just died. Ben Solo is the reason for Grogu's death, and that is the reason that Luke tries to kill Ben Solo. That's what you've been saying.
That's what we've been all been saying. You're right on the money.
Right on the money.
Money.
Hey there. Is the Kenobi show and Hayden Christensen... Wait. There is going to be a Kenobi show and Hayden Christensen is going to be Darth Vader on the show. That is correct. We got that announcement earlier this week. Dude, Hayden Christensen coming back. I'm so excited for that.
Everyone was happy with
I'm
that.
excited to see Hayden Christensen acting without the influence of George Lucas.
Yeah.
Earn your redemption. Yeah. I'm so excited for that. Eric says Solo should have been a Lando movie.
I would have taken that. Would have been a little. I would have accepted a Lando movie over a Solo movie.
Well, we're getting a Lando TV show, but
yeah.
it did feel like like the thing is I can't remember I can never remember
Donald Glover.
Donald Glover, thank you. Donald Glover did a.
How could I forget the childish Gambino?
The Donald Glover did a much better young Lando than I will not remember his name.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
As a young Han. I always felt like the guy who played
Chief.
Han in Solo was like it was
the
acting
weakest
like,
link.
Well, yeah, but he played like a young Leonardo DiCaprio, not a young Harrison Ford. And he did an excellent young Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
But Han Solo isn't Leonardo DiCaprio, it's Harrison Ford. And like there are moments where I'm like, okay, you're clearly mimicking Harrison Ford, but it doesn't jive. And it's not just his acting, but also the writing. It's like this doesn't feel like Han Solo at all.
Yeah.
Like I love Solo as a movie and even as a Star Wars movie because most of the time I'm watching, I don't even remember this is supposed to be Han Solo. And it's just a fun heist movie. It's just a fun heist movie. And then I'm like, I don't even connect the character of young Han Solo with Han Solo from the original trilogy or the sequel trilogy because they're just not the same. Lando, totally. Like, I get it. That is same
Lando.
person.
That is Lando.
That is Lando. But young Han, that's not him. And it's like...
He cares too much.
He does. And it's like, if you can get past that, the movie is actually pretty decent.
It's a fun adventure.
It's a fun adventure.
In Star Wars.
Let's see. Samwise Gamgee game represent. Rogue One, Ahsoka novel, Clone Wars. Oh,
Oh.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna disagree with you hard, Thomas, on the Ahsoka novel. That is probably one of my least favorite things that Disney's put out.
Ooh, yeah, I remember when it came out, and you were just...
Oh, I didn't read it when it came out, but I did talk to you when I read it.
I remember when you read it, and
yeah.
you were just sour on it. You were so sour.
The only thing that kept me going to the finish was I do Audible. This is not sponsored by Audible. I have been sponsored by them in the past. I've got a promo code, but that's not what this is about. The point is, the only thing that kept me going was that Ashley Eckstein, the character, the chick who voices Ahsoka, actually read the book. And I was like, this will keep me like engaged because she does such a phenomenal job. And she is Ahsoka as far as I was concerned. And so it's like, all right, that'll keep me going to the end of the book. But man, oh man, did I have a miserable time going through that. That was just a rough journey. Anthony Ingruber is the perfect young Han. Let's see.
No, use your space technology.
Yeah, no. Thomas, I was implying that Palpatine had a kid with Mara Jade. Yes.
Ew.
We know that that's not true because Rey's father was actually a clone of Palpatine, so my theory was wrong. More clones.
More? There's only one good clone.
I'm gonna say Rebels is mostly good, but here's the thing: Rebels has a higher percentage of good episodes than Clone Wars does. It's just easier to forget because Clone Wars bounces between characters. So you can be like, oh, all the Jar Jar episodes are bad, and you can forget that there are like 20 Jar Jar episodes, you know? Or like, you know, oh, I don't like... So like, since Clone Wars bounces from character to character, it doesn't feel like it has long-lasting periods of badness. But if you actually count like the percentage of good episodes, bad episodes, it's actually slightly, like by about 4% smaller than Rebels. But Rebels is good.
He said 4%, so I'm assuming he sat down and did the math like some sort of sociopath.
I was helping Star Wars IRL on a video, which he still hasn't made. I really wish there had been more time with Vader when he wasn't in his suit. Something about Hayden Christensen's Vader was BA. Obviously, Obi needed to make his way. Yeah, wasted opportunity. Do you guys think the Yuuzhan Vong War will get a movie adaptation? So I'm not sure about movie or series, but one of the other, absolutely. I've got a theory on it on the main channel. Check out, what is it? Oh, I think it's claimed what the Filoni-verse means for the sequel trilogy. But basically the idea is the video is talking about what's going on next and how Heir to the Empire and the Yuuzhan Vong War will be adapted into canon. It needs too much build-up. It's going to get a lot of build-up. We're going to start with the Thrawn. It's going to build towards the Grisk War. Now, the Grisk is the canon name for the Yuuzhan Vong. But the Thrawn is going to build towards the Grisk War. And once Thrawn is dealt with, just like when Thanos was dealt with, we're now building towards the next MCU threat. Once Thrawn is dealt with, we start building towards the Yuuzhan Vong. We might not see it for 15 years. That's the thing. But, yes, it's coming. Did you know that Blub Fortuna met Bane through the world between worlds? Okay, we're getting into crazy territory. Everyone knows the best clone character is Luke. I hope Ashared Het comes to the Obi-Wan series. Yeah. All right. I think it's time to wrap it up because it is very late and
You desperately need to make a video before it gets too much later.
It's already 3 a.m. I don't know if I can make one tonight. I might have to just wake up early tomorrow.
Okay.
But, anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Check us out on the main channel. If you've got any questions for me, you can hit me up there. Or you can follow me or enter the Discord. We got links somewhere. I'm sure that someone will be able to help you out with that.
Gosh, don't even have links for your own Discord.
I've got them on my main channel. Like, they're always in the description.
Yeah.
So if you go in the description of the videos on the main channel, you can go into the Discord. Or you can get the Discord link through Patreon, but you have to pay money to do that. That's not free. If you do want to do Patreon, we've got like live wallpapers and stuff. Those are pretty fun. They do fun things when you move the screen around.
You gotta hold it a lot closer than what you're doing.
This is...
Oh gosh, I can't even tell if it's in focus.
It's not even moving. What's going on?
What's wrong?
This phone is just... It's an old phone. My good phone is the one we're doing the video with. It's 3 a.m, guys. The professionalism has gone out the window. We're just two guys mildly awake.
Drinking a lot of beer.
Drinking in order to keep warm because it's very, very cold. It's not quite freezing temperature.
Is it keeping you warm?
No, it's not hard liquor. I just pretend it is. Not hard liquor, but keeping me warm.
All right.
But guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Lore Star, that's the main channel. We should have a video out at some point. I'm going to check the chat one more time before I say goodnight fully. Calix says goodnight. Episode is amazing. B.A. Boba. Yes, absolutely. This episode was one of my favorites. I put it pretty highly on the ranking. I think I put it at number 4. I think you put it at number 6.
Yeah, it's still pretty high.
Good night, Thomas. Good to have you with us. Was the guy on the left petting? Oh, that's our heater. That's my heater. It's very, very cold. That's what he's betting. He's betting the heater.
I'd lift it for you, but it's actually boiling.
It's very, very hot. Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll try to get the video out as soon as possible. But in the meantime, as always, may the Lord be with you now and forever. And by the way, this is how I feel with Season 2 being over.